Hi everybody, and welcome to your September readings by sign. I will put timestamps down below. But first we're going to do an introduction of the astrology for the month. So September 7th and 8th we have a full moon partial eclipse happening at 21 degrees of Aquarius in sidereal astrology in the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. And then September 21st, we have a total solar eclipse, a new moon happening at 4.5 degrees Virgo, and that's also in sidereal. However, it'll still be in Virgo in tropical timing at 29 degrees. So this solar eclipse is going to be extremely powerful. It's coming right before the autumn equinox the following day, almost exactly 24 hours later, which is equal day and night and a change of the seasons. And there is a powerful yod, the finger of God, pointing on this new moon in Virgo. So, and all that power is going to be coming from Uranus and the Saturn and Neptune conjunction and Pluto. So they're all going to be funneling their energy into this new moon that will be conjunct Mercury. Now, Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, but it's also the trickster god. So there is whatever changes that are coming in for this solar eclipse are, well, any eclipse energy is able to last up to 6 months. So a huge major shift in regards to, I think, our everyday life. Virgo is health, service, and everyday routine, work. So hopefully nothing is interrupted too terribly bad. But this is in the Uttara Falguni nakshatra, number 12. That's ruled by the sun. Its symbol is comfort and luxury, but with it conjunct Mercury here, Mercury is the trickster. It may lull us into a false sense of security before something major sweeps through and changes everything. So I'm going to start with the sign of Cancer today. I don't know why, but I have a different tarot deck for every sign, and they've all been shuffled in advance. However, I will shuffle as we go and add oracle cards as needed. And as I was introducing that, 3 cards did fall face down on the floor. So we're going to see what those are. To begin your reading, Cancer, what can you expect for the month of September? Our first one is Temptation, the Devil card, Capricorn. Followed by Strength, Leo. And the Six of Cups, Scorpio. And let me take one more from the top, the Four of Cups. Okay. Cancer, your own energy. Okay, together that makes the Ten of Cups, some kind of happiness here. And underneath we have the Page of Water, new beginnings, news or information, or childlike energy, rejuvenation. Water is often used for cleansing, detoxing. It feels like the Temptation card. This is the Devil card. So it keeps pulling you in. It keeps you tied to an unhealthy behavior or mindset or way of life, a job that you hate, that you keep working, even though it exhausts you, something that you stayed committed to all this time in order, you know, the ends justified the means for pursuing this. But with the Strength card there, we have this new moon happening in, well, the lunar eclipse in Aquarius means the sun is still in Leo at the time. So this is a perfect time to release on the lunar eclipse any temptation, strings, attachments, cords to the past. With the Six of Cups often speaks of family, siblings, childhood. This could be healing those inner child wounds, or you could be helping your own child heal from something. The Four of Cups being ruled by the moon in Cancer. That's a very sensitive position. It's very intuitive, in touch. You seem to know who needs what medicine and where at any given time this month. The Strength card, it's not just about conquering temptation or taking control. You know, you are really embodying leadership as a healer, as an emotional support. People lean on you like you are their rock. But you're in a good place to be able to do this because it's like it's been your experience that you can lean on to help people through this because you have done it yourself or for yourself in the past, or you're doing it now. But with the page underneath the deck, that speaks of a brand new beginning for you. Of course, we're going to get some oracle cards to clarify for us. So let's begin with the Rose Oracle for Cancer. What message for September? Healing is happening. You are not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. All right, so that is a reflection of the Six of Cups here. And I always see this card as her holding her stomach, something to do with the solar plexus chakra, the sacral, some core wound or core sickness is being pulled out. And with the apple there, I'm just hearing rotten to the core. Someone or something, you know, may have felt like you were fighting some kind of, a lot of stomach or intestinal issues, something that you've been holding on. They say trauma is held in the gut, but trauma is a form of attachment because we're attached to that memory. So this healing is happening. However it's coming out, these cords are being disconnected. We think of the umbilical cord from the stomach, you know, could have to do with a mother wound as well. But it is safe to let these layers, these connections fall away. You are emerging out of that process even stronger than when you began, or you have the strength to get through this healing process, whether you feel like you're exhausted, or just see how she's like collapsed on that apple. It's like, I have nothing left to give. I've traded it all for this material reward. But there's something calling for a deeper, and that's interesting. I just noticed these apples up here, right? And they're connecting to this card. So you're not going to reach for the low-hanging fruit anymore. There is energy and vitality in order to push you to reach further, higher, getting up out of those lower chakras, things being lifted up and rising to the surface. And under the deck, we have the crowning. This is initiations, thresholds, birth, rebirth, a seat at the table. So yeah, a complete reinvention and cleansing of yourself. I mentioned the mother wound. Here we have a child being birthed. This could be you birthing a new self, a new image, or again, releasing any of that trauma related to those core wounds. And let's see what goddess is here to assist you with that. So we have Unag, easy does it. There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So it says trust the process. It's safe to soften. These healings, they come in stages. Healing's not linear, it's circular. Sometimes you will revisit something that you thought that you had a hold of or that you had let go of, and you're coming back around. The important thing is to remove any judgments or doubts about your process. And just because maybe you didn't finally get rid of it doesn't mean you failed at something. And underneath the deck, we have Maeve, which are cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycle of your body, energy levels, and emotions. So the cycle of healing I mentioned is cyclical. It's you may be revisiting some things again that you thought were resolved. And your Queen of the Moon Oracle for the month is Protection, number 24. So I think even though she's naked and vulnerable, she is in a nest. She's comfortable. You might be spending a lot more time at home. And if you are traveling, you are protected. We had Mercury is direct and out of its shadow since August 25th. So things are moving forward. You're being elevated, lifted up. You're on the upward spiral now. It's like I mentioned, clearing these lower or central chakras is having an effect. Once you release those lower energies, you're going to feel an upward spiral, a lightening, a lifting. And I just realized, looking at my chart here, that this lunar eclipse will be happening if your moon or rising sign is in Cancer. It'll be 8 houses away. And the 8th house has to do with death and endings and releasing and letting go. Other people's influence, connection. It could have to do with past intimate partners. And then the solar eclipse is going to happen in your 3rd house from Cancer. So that has to do with communication, short distance travel, siblings. But you could be getting some very strong messages from your guides or even physical people in this realm around or shortly after the new moon at the end of the month. Well, with the number 24 there, it could be on the 24th. And underneath that deck, though, we do have a new moon here, the beginnings, number 2. So it's a gateway. There's whatever you're doing between the eclipses, the lunar and solar, is a big release for you. But don't force it. Take your time. Don't judge yourself. And it'll be a lot easier process to let go of. Okay, astrology card for Cancer. Okay, Saturn, yeah. Restrictions, struggles, hard work, and patience. Yeah, it may feel like you're being held back, contained. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, right? These are the rules, restrictions, limitations either you placed on yourself or society has placed upon you, having to work within the parameters that Saturn or your past karma has set up for you. This could have to do with purging or releasing that karma. Saturn's done teaching you its lesson. So it's time to release it and move on. With the Strength card, I think that feels like that you have graduated to the next level. And as I mentioned, the 2 Cups cards, like the 10 of Cups, reaching the end of a cycle, completing a contract. And underneath the deck, we have Jupiter grow and expand. Well, the lunar eclipse, September 7th and 8th, is the moon's in Purva Bhadrapada, the nakshatra, and that is ruled by Jupiter, which can come with some good luck. So it feels like you have the wind at your back, you know, the wind in your sails. Something is going in your favor. Things should move smoothly for you. There's no towers here. There's no terrible, like 3 of Swords, painful thing. It feels like a smooth movement. Okay, so the wisdom card that fell out is memories, cherish memories of loved ones. So this could, again, have to do with your past, your childhood, your upbringing, or somebody maybe that you lost who's on the other side. It feels like it was a long time ago, nothing recent, but cherishing those memories, being thankful for the lessons that the person has taught you, and releasing them. And underneath that deck, we have opportunity knocks. Go for it. So closing one door leads to your ability. It frees up a hand to open the door in front of you. And with that solar eclipse happening in your 3rd house of communication, somebody could be knocking on your door with a message, delivering a letter, a package. Check your emails, check your messages. But some communication is coming through for you, an opportunity, a fresh start perhaps. It may include a physical move or change in your daily routine, like you could have a new job that you have to drive a different direction to work, for example. But that could be coming towards the end of the month as well. Okay, I'm going to get a rune for you, Cancer. Let's see, for the month of September, what energy does Cancer need to be aware of? All right, beautiful. This is Degas, the 23rd rune. So a lot of that energy at the end of the month happening. September 22nd is the equinox. We mentioned the 24th already. So here we have number 23, and it means day. So it's a bright day's dawning, life and growth and light for all. So that's a positive. The sun is rising. So the September 21st total solar eclipse is happening in Uttara Falguni, the 12th nakshatra, which is ruled by the sun. There is comfort and luxury and bliss coming towards you. It's a feminine energy whose element is fire, ruled by the deity Shiva, and the bull, which is a symbol of Taurus, another feminine sign ruled by Venus. So there's a lot of beautiful things, news, and opportunities coming for you towards the end of the month. Again, the sun, it's like this is like the final boss, right? The devil. A lot of that for many people is internal. So congratulations. It looks like a bright end to the month and a new beginning of a season for you. All right, we'll finish up with your angels and ancestors here. One oracle card and some little angel cards. Okay, the shaman, trust in higher forces. Yeah, trust the process, trust in higher forces. So your guides are not straying far from you this month. They are close by, in support, watching and supporting every move. So, Again, if you feel like you're alone or you're repeating mistakes or going in cycles or circles, this is your spirit guides guiding you. They're showing you the way out, the protected path. They're giving you options, opportunities to free yourself or to heal yourself or others. You could be acting as a shaman or healer for somebody else if you've already gone through this process yourself. Underneath, we have the Hermit, which is ruled by Virgo, and that's where the solar eclipse takes place on the 21st. Retreat and recharge. So that could be a part of your healing process if you're going through this yourself. You could be leading a retreat, being the head of a healing practice or group of people that are on this journey together. Okay, little angel cards for my Cancer viewers. We have willingness, willingness to heal, willingness to move on and let go, to do the work, light, and the sun there can't be more apparent. And awakening, another sun. It's the dawn of a new day, Cancer. So congratulations on all your hard work, or you're helping awaken energies and forces within yourself or other people. So congratulations, keep going, and don't give up if you find yourself back in a familiar place. All right, keep pushing forward. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next month. Take care. Bye, Cancer. I almost forgot. I wanted to do another dice roll, see what your numbers are this month. We've got 18. Well, that rules the moon card, and that's your ruling body. Let's try that again. 11, and 16. All right, those can be important dates, or you could be seeing those numbers as confirmations from your guides. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks, Cancer. Bye. Hello, Leo, and welcome to your September reading. If you skipped the intro, quickly, there is a lunar eclipse happening at 21 degrees Aquarius, while the sun remains in your sign at 21 degrees, and that's September 7th and 8th. Of course, I'm using the sidereal calendar. We also have September 21st, a new moon total solar eclipse happening in your second house of finances, and that will be at 4.5 degrees Virgo, also conjunct Mercury. So the lunar eclipse will be in your 7th house of partnerships, marriage. Let's see what changes are coming for Leo in the month of September. Oh, and we also have the autumn equinox, September 22nd, almost exactly 24 hours after the solar eclipse. So one more card for Leo. Underneath the deck, we have the Page of Coins, Page of Pentacles, new physical beginning. A seed has been planted. Let's see what else this month is bringing. Okay, the King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Emotional control, healing, leadership. We have Justice, Libra, and the Chariotess, which is Cancer. So 2 cards of Cancer: healing, justice, balance, being restored to your personal life and even the world. You could be offering this service to others, traveling with it. Some of you are traveling physicians, whether, traditional, alternative, physical, or spiritual. But there's some recalibration that you're able to bring to yourself and share with others. Some people will pay you for your service. Or this could be you yourself traveling to a healer in order to receive this. But yes, there is an ascension here. And in tropical astrology, the autumn equinox is when the sun moves into Libra, September 22nd. So that's maybe why the Libra card is showing up as well. That turning point, change of a season, may have you off on a new adventure. All right, let's see where's Leo going this month for September. Leo. Ooh, the Whisper. Going where you're called. Okay. Or it could be a secret. You may not be telling people where you're going. You could just up and leave. Maybe only letting a few people know for safety, of course, but keeping your plans a secret feels important. Something about your finances, too, that needs to be kept under wraps. I see a wedding ring here. We do have the lunar eclipse happening in your 7th house of partnership. And this could be a romantic partner if you're married or not married. It could be a business partner, someone you have a contract with. But keeping that on the low down. Some of you may not even tell this person. Lunar eclipses often take things out of our life. So there might be a departure here. Of course, this may not resonate with everybody. Check out your moon and rising sign as well for additional clues to the month. But we also have a new day. So that with the sun blazing there, that's the new moon solar eclipse at the end of the month. And underneath the deck is abundance. So I'd say with the Page of Coins, there's news. Maybe you're hearing news about this abundance coming in. It's causing you to travel or giving you an opportunity to start something new. But you're only able to receive this because you are embodying this healed energy here. This masculine healed, emotionally healed and stable energy with the scales being balanced. And the Chariot doesn't drive unless, you are controlling the left and the right. Here we have the black and the white. Positive, negative have to work together in order for things to connect and move. Okay, a little more information, please, for Leo. Venus. Give and receive love, find value, and see beauty. So this is touching on that 7th house message again of the lunar eclipse. We have number 7 in the Chariot. But Venus is, all those things beautiful and luxurious, comfort and luxury. And that is coming at the end of the month, September 21st. Because the moon is in Uttara Falguni, and that's ruled by the sun. And it brings comfort, luxury, bliss, security, maybe a whisper, secret. Maybe some of you might be actually getting into a committed relationship, or you've been waiting for this payout, a promotion, something to be able to offer the love of your life, either a wedding ring or a new residence, a vacation, something that you can share with them. But it's been a secret. And underneath the deck is Cancer, nurture, comfort, and protection. So that's another feminine water sign. And we had the King of Cups start this. So maybe you could be doing renovations to your home as well, beautifying your home, buying a new one. But Cancer showing up twice in this reading. If you have a lot of placements there or a partner who has placements in Cancer, you might want to watch their reading. But I feel like your partner is undergoing more healing than you are. Like this is a pleasant surprise, a reward after a long journey, but that you're able to share with someone else who may be struggling at this time. Could be a mother even. But you're a Leo. You love showering people with gifts to show your gratitude and appreciation. And now you feel like you have the means to do that. Let me get a Rose Oracle for you. Okay. Rapture, sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, pleasure. Okay, some of you are going on a spontaneous trip, vacation. You're whisking away your love, taking them somewhere they deserve. The sacred waters, as I split the deck, could be an oceanic destination with all the water imagery here showing up in the King of Cups. Nourishment, replenishment, health, self-rest, and self-care. It feels like a spa day or a spa month even for you and this love. It's almost given honeymoon vibes. Some of you might actually elope. You know, we have Uranus strongly influencing this new moon. on September. And actually, Uranus stations retrograde September 6th for about 6 months. But that's the planet of the unexpected. So while it's stationing, it's extra powerful. And because it moves so slowly, it'll still be in its strength on the 21st for the solar eclipse. All right. So yeah, with the solar eclipse affecting your second house of money, that could be where this abundance is coming in, just in time for that. And I'm seeing the sun twice there. The sun is your ruling body. You just feel very rewarded this month, Leo. And you did, just have a birthday recently. So this is the beginning of a brand new year for you. Let's see, our magic card that fell on the floor is the Goddess, healing feminine energy. We mentioned that Cancerian energy, whether it be some feminine energy in your life that is going to be restored or balanced within you. That could be the Justice card as well, the Libra card. You're learning to receive. Having healed that feminine energy, you're now able to receive, which is what the feminine does. Okay. The whisper too, it's like you could be getting a tip or a heads up from someone or something that like, hey, here's an opportunity, or this is when you need to do this. Some kind of advice, it feels like. And we have spirit, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides, yeah. So the whisper could be coming from them. And underneath healing, again, true healing of the mind, body, and soul. Whatever it is, luxury, healing, restoration is in your future, Leo, this month. And for the 6 months to come, because that's how long this eclipse energy can last. Speaking of these eclipses, let's get your Queen of the Moon card for Leo for the month of September. Okay, sovereignty, yeah, number 41. I feel like you're going to be quitting your job, some of you, or going into self-employment, and underneath we have fear. Yeah, the only thing holding you back is fear from whatever step it is you're about to take next. But the ultimate end result is sovereignty, or that's what's available to you. All right, how about a rune for Leo, please, for the month of September? Ooh, Ansus. I believe that has to do with travel. Well, yeah, it is ruled by Odin, associated with Mercury, and it's communication, meaning a god or mouth. Odin's wisdom, communicating ecstasy. So this card, Rapture, also mentions the word ecstasy, ecstatic, being overwhelmed with joy, overcome with bliss. All right, so with Ansus being related to communication, and Odin in particular, it's the fourth of creation, frenzied, inspired mental activity, inspiration, the rune of the word, song, poetry, and incantation. So your words with this solar eclipse conjunct Mercury, because it rules the third house of communication, are extremely powerful. Whatever plants you seed, whatever words you speak around this new moon are going to be planted and grown into this abundance that you see here from the Son of Coins. It's interesting, we have what? The mouth and the word of God, right? And the whisper and spirit. So communication from spirit is going to be very strong. I think it's going to be to the point where you can't ignore it. You will hear it loud and clear. Okay, so how about a word from your angels and ancestors? What does Leo need to know? Direction Guardian. Choose your path. When we have the Chariot here, which is transportation, communication, travel. So I think, and I mentioned like a trip around the world here, some kind of like a compass. You could be sailing. You get to choose your direction. You have the freedom to move in any direction. It's like the queen in the chess board. They can move any direction except for, the way a knight moves, but there's freedom here. Uranus is also the planet of freedom, stationing retrograde and putting a lot of energy into this, both eclipses, really. All right, since we have this strong message of the 7th house, you know, the lunar eclipse in your 7th house, partnership, Venus is there. Let's get a Journey of Love card for you, Leo. Okay, so we had two that came out together. They both are having to do with the root chakra and sacral and solar plexus, but very fiery, your element. We have number 19, Shakti. It's a bright light. The Kundalini energy, and then we also have the Christ flame, number 31. So both having to do with fire and passion. And underneath we have the bride offers herself. So again, that theme of marriage, contract, coming together. All right, so the book says that Shakti is divine feminine fire. She is the body awakened with light. She is the divine feminine, and she is the Kundalini. I feel like that's what all this healing, like healing the feminine energy that we brought up earlier. But it's an initiation too. This oracle brings you a message. You are going through energetic shifts in your subtle anatomy because your energy body and physical body have already begun to merge with each other. The energetic shifts will affect your physical health too. Take responsible action as you feel is necessary. Tend to your physical well-being and health care that feels supportive. Remember to rest. Get some time in nature. Nurture your body as it is spiritually awakening into greater light, which I feel is this Christ flame. You're ascending to a higher consciousness here. Christ consciousness. This oracle brings guidance that you are connecting with the universal Christ consciousness, and your heart is meant to awaken as a sacred heart, bearing the Christ flame of divine love this lifetime. You are part of the wave of awakening happening on earth now. You are exactly where you are meant to be and doing exactly what you are meant to be doing. Keep going. And I just noticed we had the Christ and the rapture next to each other. So I don't know. That feels like a personal message for somebody. Maybe if you were raised in a Christian household or something. But with the Shakti, speaking of the Kundalini energy rising within you, the merging of the soul and the physical body, ascending, it just feels like an elevation. Higher love is what you are becoming and what you are sharing with the world. And particularly, it seems one partner. All right, how about some angel messages for you, Leo? And we'll wrap this up. Okay, we've got truth, honesty. That could be that communication there. Whispering the truth coming out, or secrets coming out. We have support. There's your angels and your guides lifting you up, helping you get over the obstacles. And one more. Harmony. All right. Yeah. It's a great way to end it. Coming together in balance. That's what the Justice card is all about. Harmonization, inside and out. Okay. Let me roll the dice 3 times. Get some lucky numbers for you this month. We have number 18. Number 7. Yeah. Sorry, it's hard to see. But 7. So 7 coming up multiple times. And number 4. So 7th house, 4th house. 4th house is Cancer. And 7th house being Libra, partnerships. All right. It feels like a new home for a lot of you. You can be able to afford one pretty soon. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, Leo. Best wishes to you. Enjoy your month, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your September reading. So if you skip the intro, we do have a partial lunar eclipse happening September 7th and 8th, and that will be in your 6th house, and you're the ruler of the 6th house. So that is at 21 degrees Aquarius in sidereal astrology. And then we also have the new moon total solar eclipse happening September 21st, and that will be in your 1st house of Virgo. So in both systems, sidereal and tropical, this eclipse will be happening in Virgo, and it's also conjunct Mercury, which is your ruler. So we have all this powerful energy coming from Uranus, Saturn conjunct Neptune, and Pluto. They're all funneling their energy into this solar eclipse. And the sun and the moon will be in the nakshatra Uttara Falguni. It's ruled by the sun. Its symbol is comfort and luxury, bliss. It's a feminine energy ruled by Shiva. Its element's fire, and the animal is a bull. So the bull makes me think of Taurus, also ruled by Venus, a feminine energy. So, but Mercury's a trickster, and with Mercury in the mix, it could go, I think, either way for you, since he or she, it is your ruler. Okay, so let's take a look at your tarot underneath the deck. I'm not going to argue with that. Is the Ten of Pentacles. So it's wild. When I unboxed this deck and I pre-shuffled before I even started recording, the Ten of Pentacles was on the bottom. I shuffled and shuffled, and even while I did this introduction. So that is a great sign because it is the symbol of Mercury in Virgo, and tens being completion, complete wealth, prosperity, money flowing easily. Let's see what your other cards have to say. The Five of Swords, not without struggle though, not without some kind of competition, some hard-fought, hard-won battle. And then we have the Three of Cups. All right, see, it's a celebration. You're celebrating with friends, family. There's a victory that's being celebrated here. Could be a graduation, a birth, buying a home, getting out of debt, something like that. And the Ace of Swords, the truth, the news, the communication. Good news coming your way after a period of disagreement or dissatisfaction. But it's a happy ending for you. So I'm going to say this solar eclipse on the 21st is happening in your favor. This is going to begin a whole new era, 6 months of prosperity. Oh, and happy birthday, Virgo, by the way. If I didn't mention that. So maybe this is a birthday party, a birthday wish coming true. Some people may feel bitter or like they were left out, but that was a healthy decision if you decide, you know, I'm not inviting you to my party. Just an example. But you have the people around you that matter the most that are going to be feeding you, funneling that good energy your way that is going to help you flourish and succeed. And I didn't notice this or do this for any other signs yet, but adding up the total of your cards, 10, 5, 3, 1, you get 19. And 19 is the Sun card. The solar eclipse happening on the 21st is in the nakshatra ruled by the Sun. So a happy ending indeed. That's like it. I could end your reading right here. So whatever's been plaguing you, troubling you, bothering you is all going to be eclipsed out of your life, I would say, by the lunar eclipse on the 7th or 8th of September, being that it's your 6th house. Maybe it's something, a health problem. Maybe you get a clean bill of health and you can celebrate that, or a successful surgery, something to do with improving your overall physical well-being, whether that be financial security or health. And the song Don't Worry, Be Happy just came in my head. So maybe you'll hear that song, or you'll, you know, that's just a general description of the month. I'm going to get some astrological energy here for you. Okay, opposition, imbalance, point of tension, and a power struggle. Yeah, that Five of Swords. Someone or something you disagree with. You could be telling your boss, take this job and shove it. Given that, you know, your 6th house, lunar eclipse, things leaving your life. It could be, I'm out of here. We have different opinions, but there is better opportunity and happiness for you ahead. Yeah, wow. So the opposition, right, full moon, right? Sun opposed moon. Underneath the deck is a conjunction, new moon. Sun and moon conjunct. Yeah, union merging, coming together. So whatever you're departing or leaving behind here in the month of September is for a better opportunity. It's a gift being handed to you. All you have to do is open and receive. So whatever was giving you resistance is going to be removed. It's going to be cut out of your life, out of your way. All right, and your wisdom card is potential. Think big for your future. Absolutely. The Ace of Swords, ideas, communication coming through. Possibilities are endless. So she's got like a snow globe here. Just, you know, you shake that up, and sometimes you need a good shake up in that Five of Swords. But yeah, the future is bright. It's full of possibilities here with the Ace of Swords. Something worth celebrating. Underneath, we have self-reliance. Don't be afraid to fly solo. So yeah, there was a disagreement here with somebody, whether it be a family member or an employer, somebody, a friend even. But I just noticed, has Mercury in her crown. So this really is an image of you, Virgo. You're ruled by the Hermit, right? So you're no stranger to solitude, self-reliance, sovereignty, independence. But that's where your success lies. In your ability to stand on your own 2 feet. Not saying that you have to spend the rest of your life alone at all. So we have potential, think big, underneath the deck, creative wonderment. So you'll be tapping into a lot of that Leo energy, 5th house, creativity. We just came out of that season. But what you envision, what you imagine in your mind's eye here, because that Mercury is above her head there, it makes me think of that third eye, envisioning. It's like she's looking into a scrying ball for your future. It becomes manifest. All right. So make sure you're monitoring your thoughts and only focus on what you want and not what you don't want to attract to your life. Queen of the Moon Oracle for you. Okay, that was quick. Like I said, whatever was resistance, opposition, somebody did not want you to succeed. It could have been a masculine force or energy kind of holding you back. And 42-24, they're mirrors of each other, right? But we have protection. We're being removed from this situation, from safely carried to a new destination and through to a new beginning, through a new doorway. This is a new moon, beginnings. Yeah, so be prepared. By the end of the month, I don't think you're going to recognize yourself or your life, and that's probably it. It's a good thing. It's for the best. Let me get some journey cards for you, see where we're going. You could have been your own resistance too. I mean, if you're masculine, your energy within was unbalanced and you were self-sabotaging, holding yourself back, being afraid of what this opportunity is ahead of you. Could have been, if it wasn't an external force, there's definitely an internal force holding you back. But where are you going, Virgo? Where are you going? Ooh, yeah, limiting beliefs. Look at that. Resistance. Breaking out of the box. Doesn't matter where you're going up. And keep going. Yep. So, keep going and don't look back. Boundaries. Close the door on that toxic way of thinking. Any of that, the naysayers, the haters, the people that want to cause trouble in your life with that 5 of Swords. Boundaries. We're keeping them in the box while we escape. Out the back door. Nobody noticed. Slip away. Okay, let's get a rune for you, Virgo. And we have Suilo, the sun. Yeah, the solar eclipse, the 21st. Ruled by the sun. It is the Suilo sets the sun wheel soaring, guiding light by land or sea. So you have, I mentioned the Hermit earlier, Virgo, because that's the Hermit traditionally holds the lantern. But you're holding a guiding light. There's a guiding star here. Second star on the right, straight on till morning, Neverland. There's like a fantasy, there's a distant kind of destination that you see, a light at the end of the tunnel that you're heading towards, this flower growing towards the sun. And the wheel of the sun, it brings up the thoughts of the change of the seasons as well. We all have seasons to our life. Sometimes people are in our lives for a season or a reason, sometimes a lifetime. But September 22nd, we have the sun moving into Libra in tropical astrology, leaving your sign, but it's a change of the season. It's the solar wheel. It's turning the page, leaving that 5 of Swords and that resistance behind you. In the guidebook, it says this force is the lightning bolt that links heaven and earth and guides the Vit-Key through the paths of Yggdrasil. So if you're not familiar, Yggdrasil is the tree of life, and the lightning bolt that travels down from as above, so below. This manifestation power, it's you're being plugged in to a central circuit, this conjunction, this coming together with your inner power, your inner light. And that also means that your manifestations are going to be rapid and real. So monitoring your thoughts with the Ace of Swords there, these ideas, write them down. Writing is going to be important with Mercury there, your ruler. if you do rituals with pen and paper or drawing, at the new moon solar eclipse would be a good time to do that. All right, also from the guidebook, it's the illuminating beacon that guides the seeker across the sea of consciousness, a rune of the serpent mysteries of the north, and a link between light and darkness. It's the light that vanquishes evil. The sun is a guiding beacon indicating good weather and a safe journey. It's a life force, consciousness, wholeness, the power to calm the stormy sea. The sun in Norse myth is feminine. Welcoming heat and light of the sun were seen as nurturing and therefore feminine. Sewilo is definitely a rune of the higher self, which directs the process of individuation. It provides spiritual guidance. It also connects Sewilo with the lightning stroke of Thor, with the myth of Balder, and with Odin's remaining eye. Source of invincibility and triumph, the rune of the will, here defined as the force that leads the Vitki through the death and darkness. It's primarily active and transformative, giving victory over the self. It's a rune of illumination and movement, whether it's interpreted as the sun rolling across the sky or guiding a ship across the sea. The shape of the rune in the Elder Firthark suggests the lightning, which is commonly held to strike from cloud to earth, as in the lightning flash that flares down the tree of the Kabbalah. Actually, in nature, electrical forces attract lightning up from the earth to a cloud, like Kundalini rising up the spine. So if the rune is interpreted in natural terms, the movement of Sewilo is the result of a mutual attraction between forces of earth and heaven, of the human spirit and the divine. Okay. Did we? All right, moving on to your angels and ancestors. All right, we have Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. You may have well, you do rule the 6th house of pets too, so you might get a new pet this month as well. But trusting your intuition. This feels like a high priestess. Your instincts, let your conscious be your guide. I don't know why, Peter Pan and Pinocchio is coming through today, but it is. So trust your instincts. You're going in the right direction. You're leaving behind the chaos. And you know what? I've realized off to the side, I have not been touching my alchemy cards yet. So that must mean something. See, Mercury's the magician, and that's your ruler. It's conjunct this solar eclipse, so maybe the magic wasn't meant to come out until now. Let's see this alchemy, especially since we're talking about connecting heaven and earth, above and as above, so below. What alchemy message for Virgo, please? Okay. All right, so we got the sulfur card, number 29. So this is the first of the 3, what is called Tria Prima. The sulfur represents the soul, the body is salt, and the mind is Mercury. And let's see. Sulfur's job is to push the geyser up and out, dissipating the pressure. Don't be surprised if what appears to suck or stink soon becomes a great gift. So that's the transmutation of the magic that we're talking about here. Transforming a crappy situation, the 5 of Swords, into a victory for yourself. Pushing through the opposition, the resistance. All that pressure had to build up before this geyser can erupt from your life. It says, envision what is geyser like in your life right now, what needs to move up and out and be freed so it can evaporate. If the sulfur card appears with the others of the Tria Prima, it's a sure sign that the link between them is underway. Okay, well, we already had your strong connection to Mercury show up in this reading, so salt, but you are the salt of the earth, right? And you're an earth sign. So, you are the magician this month, as you normally are, with Mercury being your ruler. All right. Let's get messages from your angels, and we'll wrap this up. What does Virgo need to know? All right. Respect for self, for others that have helped you learn these lessons. Play. All right. I think more time for play is coming. Freedom. The sun showing up again. Return to childlike innocence. Maybe going on a vacation. And one more. Oop, well, 2 came out. Trust and faith. Absolutely. Okay, trust this process, trust the letting go, that you will be caught and supported on your upward journey. Okay, how about a dice roll? What numbers? Number 7 again showing up for Virgo. And we have number 6. That's your house. And 15. All right, so essentially another 6. So those dates could be important, or those numbers could be important for you. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your September. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, Libra, and welcome to your reading for September. So if you missed the intro, we have the lunar partial eclipse happening September 7th and 8th at 21 degrees Aquarius. That'll be happening in your 5th house if you have a moon or rising Libra. And then we have the solar new moon total eclipse happening September 21st, and that will be in your 12th house, spirituality, hidden, the subconscious. Let's see, what all does Libra need to know? Underneath the deck, we have the 4 of Cups. An offer potentially coming in, but oh, I also forgot September 22nd, the very next day after the solar eclipse, we have the autumn equinox. So a new season coming for you, and if you observe tropical astrology, happy birthday. This is the first day of Libra. So let's see what this new season is bringing for you. We have the Ace of Swords. Communication or truth. Now we have 2 hands coming from the clouds. One with emotion, one with fact. We have another Page of Cups, news of emotion. We have the High Priestess, ruled by the moon. And we have the Hanged Man. Okay. Okay. Libra, you think you know, but you don't know. There's something, information that's going to come in. I think these eclipses are huge about, they push things in and out of our life. There's huge revelations during eclipses. Information comes out that you weren't expecting about someone or something, and it might put you in a place where you need to stop and think before you take action with what you do with this information. There's going to be a lot of deliberation in your mind because your heart's going to say one thing and your head's going to say another of what to do with this information or how to proceed from here. But it might take some time to reflect, keep to yourself. I mean, this solar eclipse is happening in your 12th house if you're an ascendant or moon in Libra in sidereal. So that's the house of secrets, the subconscious. Could someone be entrusting you with a secret? I don't know, but I'm going to get some clarity here with some Lenormand. I haven't done this for any other sign yet, but let's see. What does Libra need to know about this information? The moon, again, High Priestess moon energy. Could be about a mother or a feminine. It's a secret. Ship, traveling, movement. Number 3. The messenger and the ring. Okay. And underneath we have the man. Okay. Regardless of your gender, I feel like you are the High Priestess here, right? You have to weigh this information that you're given. Pros and cons. I feel like the person delivering this message, this information is coming from a masculine energy. And it could be for some of you a deal breaker, or you could find out something about this person online that, you thought they were trustworthy, and then only to find that they're somebody else entirely, or they're already married. There could be some travel involved for either they come to see you or you go to see them, or an invitation for you to come visit. With Mercury here, it's involved directly in this solar eclipse. All this energy is focused on Sun, Moon, Mercury on September 21st. Mercury's a trickster. It could be a deception. So just if you do accept an invitation, do it cautiously or do your research before you go. Because initially I flipped over this Ace of Swords. It was in reverse. So somebody's not being honest or truthful or forthcoming. It's like he doesn't trust it. It's like, no, not interested. Fish comes out of the cup. Nope, still not interested. You know, or it just feels like, yeah, your view on somebody or a relationship, whether romantic or business, is going to change following this solar eclipse. You might have a desire to leave a connection because of the information you find. Even this man holding a rose, it could be an apology. I wouldn't buy it, honestly. I don't think the person is being honest. But also, you know, with this man with the rose, it's like he's waiting. He's waiting on your answer. You know, you have control in this situation of what to do with this information. Do you let the person know that you know? Or, you know, are you going to keep them hanging? Lead them on red? That's up to you. I can't make those choices for you, but it doesn't feel savory, whatever the information is. So, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you could also check out your moon and rising sign, sun sign. You might get a better if this reading doesn't resonate, because it feels pretty specific. All right, we got the High Priestess here. So let me see what your feminine intuition is saying. We all have that within us. Okay, we have Freya, bold, unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring. Yeah, that could be like, go for it. If somebody invites you, you could take a risk and you could travel, accept the invitation. Or you could be bold. This looks really much like the Strength card, right? The woman taming the lion, having control again of the situation. Putting up boundaries even, or having this strength. Like, whoever this person is, they know how powerful you are and how your words have weight to them. Ooh, she's even wearing the winged helmet like Hermes, like Mercury. Well, again, I can't tell anybody what to do. This is just what's available for you to do. This is the energy that's available for you to work with. Okay, let's see what your angels and ancestors have to say about this interesting piece of information. Or maybe that's what they're saying. Be bold, you know, share the information with people who need to know it. Don't really care what other people think about you after you express that. We have the High Priest, intend and create. So High Priest, High Priestess, masculine and feminine. Using good judgment, I think. Again, I feel like this powerful control that you have over the situation. Okay, and underneath we have the moon. Take the note of intuitive messages. So again, you're all going to be getting some kind of personal message from your guide that's going to direct you. I think during this full moon, things that become clear. I'd say your first impression is the most accurate after you get this information. All right, so persona came out, and that, again, layers to somebody. Somebody's wearing multiple masks, or they're putting on a show. Telling you what you want to hear in order to get what they want. Follow your bliss. Well, it's interesting. Like the solar eclipse, the 21st, it is happening in the Uttara Falguni nakshatra in sidereal astrology, and it's ruled by the sun. We have the huge sun here, and comfort, luxury, and bliss are really, it's like somebody's promising you the world, but they won't be able to deliver. Follow your bliss. What is most valuable and important to you? Not what somebody else can give you, but what you can give yourself. All right, I'm going to get a Journey of Love card here, because this seems to involve, okay, across the waters, number 23. Now we have more travel, right? With the ship there. I mean, travel would be safe, but I'd just say, you know, where are you going? Where do you intend to go? You're the navigator, director of your own course here. It's like, this gives me vibes of the grass is greener on the other side, which may be the fallacy that's being presented to you. So again, proceed with caution. But if you do take an offer, you know, there's some sacrifice that's going to be involved here. There's something you have to leave behind. But it definitely should not be a quick decision. Something should be pondered and reflected on for a considerable amount of time. Well, I can't go against it, but this card came out. Opportunity knocks. Go for it. And go with the flow. Let things happen. Interesting. So, I guess, do what you will with the information that you get. But this is suggesting to go with the flow. Trust your intuition here with the High Priest and Priestess. If you have all the information to make an informed decision, then be bold. Go for it. Take a risk. And then we have Angel of Miracles. Open your heart and expect a miracle. All right, so it may not be all bad for everybody. But I can't shake that feeling of skepticism. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's an internal wound. It's like, you know, I've been burned before. I know, you know, when people are lying to me. But this suggests some kind of clarity is coming to your situation that'll... It's like you don't want to believe it. It almost feels like, oh, it's too good to be true. Because usually it is. But let's see what your Queen of the Moon is assessing. All right, number 9. There's more travel. These are airships, right? So airplanes, we've got a hot air balloon and an airship and across the waters. Assessing, it always looks like ascending to me when I first see this card. But yeah, check everything out. Get the facts. Get the details on this person. You know, not hire a private investigator, but like do your research, you know, background check, something on where you're going or who you're meeting or what's going on. All right, patience. I mentioned, you know, deliberating. That's the Hangman too. It's like take your time, be patient. Don't jump into, it says go with the flow, but don't jump into something blindly. All right. For some of you, it could be like a company overseas. They want to hire you, or maybe this is a travel job where you're on the road. But I would read that contract, read the fine print. Now we have the Tiwaz rune, which is the arrow, direction, movement. Stay. I was mistaken. It's not the travel rune. It's the rune of Tyr, T-Y-R, meaning victorious victim, enjoying justice. Well, you are Libra. You rule the Justice card in the tarot. So, the interpretation, it's the sky god. Tyr is a sky god who's specifically associated with justice as decided by war and judicial combat. He is the self-sacrificing sovereign who rules cosmic order, precise and careful. The Hanged Man is sacrifice, right? The rune Tyr is also identified with the Tree of Mars, which separates earth and heaven. Tyr is the pole star, which is a dependable guide for mariners. And we have this across the waters theme going on. Some of you are getting on a ship, traveling the seas. All right, so in a reading, this rune, it can indicate a legal problem, a situation in which one must fight for one's rights, in which one must seek justice. I mentioned finding something out about somebody. The ring came up here. This may have to do with divorce for some of you. You may have to sacrifice some life that you knew previously in order to pursue a new one. If things are burning or falling away, let them go. Go with the flow. That's what eclipses do. They take stuff out. So it could be a dissolution of contracts. Okay. Aquarius needs to pay stern attention to duty and serve a higher truth through self-sacrifice if necessary. Can provide moral strength and the will to succeed. Tiwas can be used to obtain victory in any matter in which there is competition. It indicates strength of will, determination to win, and the possibility of conflict. It means victory in legal, political, or physical combat or disputation. Justice and victory won by self-sacrifice. All right, let's get an alchemy card for you. Ooh, Saturn. Okay, that flipped over pretty quick. So, restriction, contracts, cycles, time, chronos, endings, and restriction. So, that's why judges wear black robes in a courtroom, right? They are Saturn. They're the judge. And you're seeking justice. So yeah, victory, miraculous victory over, overcoming these odds of, this struggle for justice. Okay. Let's see what magic cards can add for you. Water, work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. I'm telling you, some of you are going either to the ocean or across oceans. Power symbol, cleanse, purify, protect the physical body. Water is also good for purification and cleansing. Stay hydrated this month, as always. Help you stay clear and clean. All right. We'll wrap this up with some messages from your angels. Love. Okay. Responsibility. And inspiration. All right. All right, let's get some numbers for you, Libra, and we will wrap this up. Got 20 or 2. I've got 7 and 20. 20, 27, 72. All right, those are your numbers for this month. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye. Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your September reading. If you skipped the intro, there is a partial lunar eclipse September 7th and 8th at 21 degrees Aquarius. That'll be in your 4th house of home and family, and followed by the September 21st total solar eclipse in your 11th house of social connections, friends, and the collective at large. So let's see what's coming for Scorpio in the month of September. All right, that's more cards than anybody so far. And then, of course, we also have September 22nd, the autumn equinox, happening almost exactly 24 hours after this total solar eclipse. And that in tropical astrology will be marking the beginning of Libra. And underneath the deck, though, we have, to start the reading, is the star. So that is Aquarius. That's the full moon lunar eclipse on the 7th, ruled by Uranus. And Uranus stations retrograde on September 6th. So let's see what the planet of freedom and creativity and technology, astrology has for you. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Swords. All right. The 9 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Cups. Okay. Wow. So we begin and end this reading with 2 5s, indicating change. 5 and 5 is 10. The completion, end of a cycle. We have Venus in Virgo here in the 9 of Coins, but That new moon solar eclipse is happening in Virgo at the end of the month. So some kind of disappointment, betrayal, loss. It looks like that's coming to an end with the two tens in your reading, and change is coming towards you in the shape of this Nine of Pentacles. If it's the end of a relationship, because eclipses take things out of our life and bring things in, these are changes in your fourth house. It could be family members coming or going, leaving your home. You leaving to establish your own home may have some painful repercussions on the people that you leave behind or the changes therein. There could be changes in your friend group. It could feel like somebody maybe stabbed you in the back. I know this is not an overwhelmingly positive reading so far, but it's things that had to go. Things that, a wolf in sheep's clothing. People that were not serving your highest interest, your highest good. They were keeping you from being the star. Somebody might have been jealous of your success or your achievements or desire to do something different or leave or go somewhere else to find your bliss, your happiness. But you can't make everybody else happy. You got to focus on what makes you happy. So mainly what I'm getting here is this eclipse season is taking a lot of people out of your life, making room for higher vibrational beings to enter your life. This is your spirit guide, whisking you out of danger, taking you out of the way, bringing you towards this Ten of Cups. This is your soul family. Maybe your biological family wasn't so good to you. Maybe you felt like you never belonged or you were an outcast, but there is a group of people out there that want to embrace you and adopt you or make you one of their own, They will help you see the possibilities and the bright future here of the star, as opposed to focusing on the loss or the past, whatever you had to sacrifice of yourself or of your social life or home life in order to achieve this kind of unified happiness here. Okay, let's start with some astrology. Influence for you, Scorpio. Ooh, fire and Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius is a fire sign, and that's the sign directly after yours, the ninth house of freedom, exploration, Jupiter, expansion, exploration. Again, I feel like you're leaving a bad situation. You're off to follow your soul, your star, whatever sets your heart on fire, whatever you're passionate about. You're going in. Of course, it hurts to disappoint other people. But it's a bigger disappointment to yourself if you don't follow through with these desires, these passions. They both have this flaming heart imagery on there. Whatever makes your heart soar. It could be a romance, it could be a passion project, but something has your attention and you feel undeterred. Like there is nothing, that can keep you from this happiness here. Could be, again, this group of people, could be Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, but they give you the confidence to be brave, to go out and explore, to be different, dare to be different. And underneath we have Virgo, integrity, reverence, and service. Well, that's the solar eclipse, the 21st, is happening in Virgo. So by that time, the lunar eclipse tends to take things out of our life, and we are waning down to the new moon, and you're ready for a new beginning. By the end of September, by the change of the season on the 22nd. That's it. You're out. You've had it. So on to sunnier shores. Let's see what your journey is. Where's this journey taking you, Scorpio? Some of you may be taking some time to yourself too with that Venus and Virgo. That's self-care, self-love, focus on your health. That should be the foundation of where you're building your dreams. Make sure you have that in order. The present, stay present. Don't focus on where you've been, where you're going. Focus on where you are now. It's this nexus point between these extremes. They're becoming balanced in the center. So stay present, center, and grounded. Underneath, we have the boundaries, closing doors to cutting off those relationships, situations that were not good for you. So don't look back towards the past. Let me get a Journey of Love card, not just for you or for the other people involved in this reading. What can our Journey of Love add to this? The present can also be speaking of a gift, too. A gift coming towards you. Okay, she loves number 61, 18th prime number, like the moon card. Feminine Cancer energy, nurturing, opening your heart. Which, you know, seems difficult after such a period of loss, disappointment. But this is telling me you'll be restored to a place where you feel safe and free to love once again. Okay, let's get an alchemy card for Scorpio. Jupiter, number 6. Okay, 6 is the card of the lovers, meaning the choice, but Jupiter is known for its expansion, benevolence, good luck, and fortune. And it just so happens that the lunar eclipse is taking place in the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra in sidereal astrology. It is ruled by Jupiter and is known for its luck. Its symbol is like a horned goat or a unicorn, so you could be seeing those emblems. Here we have the rainbow in the background again, just like we had this rainbow image here. So you could be seeing rainbows around this time. They say that there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So some reward after a long journey of difficulty, but it's like fortune favors the bold too. You are being rewarded for taking a risk, for having the ability to release. It could be an emotional release. You are a water sign. Here we have the cups, you know, pouring out, and the Ten of Swords. You know, it's going to be an intense purge, I think, on the 7th and 8th, but you're making space for something so much better. All right. We mentioned the fire element earlier, like the fire inside you is growing. I think your notoriety, your fame is growing, or your friend group, something is expanding in your 11th house, your friend group. All right. The Rose Oracle I have is the Holy Grail. Stop the endless searching, inner quest. So everything you have, everything you're searching for resides within you. And by expressing yourself, that's what's going to attract these like-minded individuals. Underneath the deck, we have the Rose Thread, Inner Calling, Soul Led, the Mystic, Living Courageously. I mentioned, you know, some time alone, some solitude, perhaps to recover, to heal. But living courageously, that has to do with, you know, Uranus, freedom, Sagittarius, bravery, optimism, freedom in the fire card. So you do what's best for you. And if others are disappointed in your choice, you know, forget them. All right. All right, ancestor card for Scorpio. We have the moon. Take note of intuitive messages. That could just be, again, emphasizing the release happening September 7th and 8th during that eclipse. Any other message for Scorpio from the ancestors? Guardian angel, you're not alone. All right. Even in the darkest night of the soul, you are not alone. Your guides are with you. And this has to do underneath Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. We have inner quest showing up again. Virgo. This purification at the end of the month. New moon eclipse in Virgo. The Mother. And here we have that figure 8 pattern repeated again. The analemma, right? The changing. And it's funny, on the equinox, if you know what the analemma is, it's that figure 8. If you take a picture of the sun every day throughout the course of the year, you know, at noon, it'll be at a different height from the horizon, and it forms a figure 8 pattern known as the analemma. So here we are at this nexus point in this middle, this season, the beginning, September 22nd. It's like we're on a new cycle now. We're in a new area, uncharted territory. And that can be a little scary and confusing, but I mean, they're saying go boldly, you know, blaze your light across the sky here, like the flaming arrow of Sagittarius. So let's get a message then from the goddesses. We had She Loves show up. Let's see, what does the goddess have for us? Ah, Ishel, Medicine Woman. We have Medicine Mother, Medicine Woman showing up twice. You are a channel for divine healing power. So this priestess, inner healing, you have the power inside you to recover. And this does even look remarkably like the star card. You know, we have the bright light above, connecting with your crown chakra, could be opening. You could be getting a lot of strong messages from spirit at this time. It says you're not alone. You could be getting these signs and synchronicities from your guardian angel, reminding you that you are connected to the divine at all times. And that, you know, they're not going to lead you astray. They're going to point you in the right direction. So even though the conscious mind, the ego, wants to tell you, oh, this is uncomfortable, this is weird, this is scary, this is saying, lead with your heart. All right, a moon oracle for you. Sovereignty, number 41. That independence, the Nine of Pentacles, has that same independent energy to it. Freedom. Started this reading with Uranus being the focal point in the star card. I just feel like you're really going to lose all fear of expressing who you truly are. I mean, let your freak flag fly. You're going to attract other freaks, and that's your family, and it's a beautiful thing. All right, and I just cut the deck for the Wisdom Oracle, and we have New Beginnings, the Phoenix here. Begin your new life. So if you need any more confirmation than that, I don't think you do. So let's grab a rune for you, Scorpio. All right, well, we have Awaz, which means horse. I think of the Centaur Sagittarius that came up in your reading. Perhaps you have placements there as well, or that reading will be significant for you. I haven't done it yet, so let's find out together. So this says Awaz is a symbiosis between partners, man and horse, man and woman, for example, or opposites working together harmoniously toward a single goal. Again, I feel like this is your soul family embracing you, working together with you, with opportunities. So it's a union here. Even though you have a bit of sovereignty, union is the outcome, the link. You'll find your tribe. It is a rune of partnership, cooperation, and adjustment. It represents the etheric body, the vehicle for astral journeying. So this rune indicates change and movement, travel or development, either spiritually or physically, or an increase in capacity in either the physical or spiritual realms as a result of cooperation with another. It may also indicate the possibility or the need to change a situation through changing one's relationship to it or to others involved in it. It can be used as a protective rune in workings involving trance or altered consciousness. It stands for connection, loyalty, and the principle of teamwork, especially in tandem, a dynamic harmony with the order that accepts differences, present or new partnerships. In addition to change, especially involving movement or travel, it may mean one is on the right track, the success is imminent, and that assistance from someone sensible and reliable is on the way. Okay, let's get some messages from your angel, Scorpio. Purification. Well, you are that water sign. And we have exploration. There's more travel. I mean, Sagittarius does rule the 9th house of long-distance travel. So, again, I feel like there is first an inner journey, followed by an outer journey. Then we have contentment. Being happy with what you find and discover about yourself and your new friend group. And then wisdom. There's the Hermit card showing up. There's Virgo with the lantern. All right, so Virgo being our health, house of health, this solar eclipse, you might want to take time between the lunar and solar eclipse to do that inner work, that cleansing, purification, and it might end with you going on an outer journey by the end of the month. All right, let's roll some dice for you and see what numbers are important. Okay, number 9, so the 9th house showing up. And 8, 9-8, that's the date of the eclipse. And then 17, we started this reading with 17, the star. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed this reading. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your September reading. If you skipped the intro, some quick notes. September 7th and 8th, we have a partial lunar eclipse happening in Aquarius at 21 degrees. And then September 21st is a total solar eclipse happening at 4.5 degrees Virgo. And that'll be the sun and the moon will be joined by Mercury. And there'll be a lot of pressure being applied to that eclipse from Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. So these strong, slow-moving outer planets are all going to be applying to this new moon eclipse. And then September 22nd, almost exactly 24 hours later, we have the autumn equinox. That will begin the season of Libra in tropical astrology, or the fall season in the northern hemisphere. So let's see what you have to start your reading. Underneath the deck, we have the 7 of Cups. So that's Venus in Scorpio. Now, I just finished the Scorpio reading, and if you are attached to a Scorpio or have a lot of placements there, you did come up in their reading. So if you feel like cross-watching, go for it. But 7 of Cups, it's called debauchery here in this deck, but it often speaks of choices, options, or illusions. And we do have that Saturn conjunct Neptune that's going to still be going on for a while, but that's, you know, causing things to come out, secrets to come out, much like eclipses do. So let's see what your other cards can offer. The 3 of Swords, sorrow. That's Saturn. Then we have death. All right. Such a bright, sunny reading, Sag. And then we have the Hermit, Virgo. And we have the Ace of Discs. All right, that's better. Way to end it. Well, it has been a hard-learned lesson, I feel like. Sag, you've been on a journey, that's for sure. We are in Virgo season here shortly before this new moon solar eclipse, and Virgo has to do with purification and health. This is the Hermit, isolation, but maintaining your light on the inside to guide yourself and others. But before that, all that, there was debauchery, sorrow, and death. Okay, so we had some confusion, some pain, but that ultimately leading to this rebirth process that you're undergoing. And that may cause you to retreat for a while if you're not already in this process, but there's some healing and recovery happening for you. As a Sagittarius, let's see, the lunar eclipse will be happening in your 3rd house and the solar eclipse in your 10th. So we'll have to do with communication, siblings, and transportation at the beginning of the month. And then by the end of the month, might be ushering in some new ways that you earn money here, especially with the Ace of Coins showing up. It's a gift. It's a blessing, maybe to pull you out of this feeling of sorrow and despair or lack, or maybe you recognized by this solo journey where that feeling was coming from, or whatever you were doing for work was not working for you because it was causing pain. Get this deep ache in your bones. Because Capricorn rules the 10th house, Saturn rules the 10th house, and the bone structure. Here we have a skeleton showing up. So arthritis, inflammation, some kind of discomfort is causing you to really focus on your personal health and healing. Overindulgence might have been a problem with the debauchery there. The 7 of Cups being liquid, it could have been associated with alcohol. Take it as it resonates, but there is this is definitely hope on the horizon. There is a reward having endured and come through the suffering, but you pulled yourself out of it. These are Cerberus guarding the gates of hell. You may have felt like you were stuck in an addiction or some self-deprecating behavior. But this is definitely the solar eclipse at the end of the month in Virgo. It's giving you a new opportunity, a new lease on life, a new chance at life to revive yourself and get your energy pathways, your physical pathways cleaned up, cleared up, and basically deliver you from this pain. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the reading, it so happens that Scorpio has also been dealing with some significant pain or loss, but there may be hope in the fact that y'all can support each other through this difficulty. So the Ace of Discs could be also a new friend or a new location. It feels like a golden ticket. It's like, here's your ticket out of hell. All right, Sag. So let's start off with some astrology energy for you. Sagittarius. House 8, transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. So the house of sex and death and transformation. You're in it. More bones. Maybe you really like Halloween, or like Scorpio season's going to be huge for you because Scorpio rules the death card there. And we had Scorpio show up in the beginning. You're in the middle of a huge release of karma, though, too. And there's, like I said, they'll reward it at the end. We are ending a cycle and beginning a new one. Libra, balance, fairness, consideration, harmony. Yeah, restoring balance. Maybe a karmic debt's been paid and now you're free. You've done the work. And then we have conjunction, union, merging, coming together. So Libra being partnerships, could be having a partnership come together. This person could present you with a gift in the Ace of Coins. But again, Libra season begins on September 22nd in tropical timing. But everything is coming together in divine timing, in perfect order. Some of you are losing weight too. I mean, just with the bones showing up, it could be stress-induced, hopefully not. But with Libra and the scales being there, you could be, again, rebalancing your body to a healthy weight in kind of this excess. I'm just getting excess from this Venus and Scorpio, an overindulgence in something. Emotions, we have emotions coming up, being purged, but the sun coming out. You can't get a rainbow without rain, right? It takes both fire and water to be balanced in order to produce that beautiful rainbow. And there's a pot of gold at the end of it, which is the Ace of Coins. So we're almost at the end of that journey. It's been an emotional road, an emotional roller coaster. But we also have sacred space. This reminds me of the Hermit card as well. Take time to yourself, set boundaries, limits to your time with others, really drawing within. Your body is your temple this month, and it requires a great deal of your attention. And mirrors showing up, reflection, self-reflecting, but also, you know, seeing physical changes in your body as they occur for the better. We're ending again with that Ace of Pentacles, with a new outlook, a new gift. Could be the gift of health. All right, your Queen of the Moon card for Sagittarius. Well, abundance is underneath the deck there. I saw that, so I stopped shuffling. And top card has changed, yeah. The Thunder Moon. That's a full moon, lunar eclipse. So I think this actually happens in August, the full moon in August, maybe. Or July, but it's during the summer, you know, when there's thunderstorms. We've got Jupiter, Thor, lightning, transformation, and manifestation, as above, so below. So, yeah, it's a sweeping change through your life. It almost feels like a tower. But again, we have abundance. It's a change for the better. This Ace of Coin is abundance. And this is what, the Hunter Moon? So that's after the Harvest Moon. I believe that's October. Yeah, October full moon. By the time, that'll be early October, you're going to be feeling abundant. You're going to be feeling healthy. You're going to see real world change, tangible, lasting results in your physical life. Okay. This is feeling very magical. Let's get some magic cards. that this change was initiated. It was from self-analysis, from reflecting on yourself, looking within. We have water showing up, element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. And we had that Seven of Cups water that started this reading too, right? Turn wine into water. All right, prosperity, a prosperous business with riches and success. That might have been, I mean, your ill health might have been the block to the prosperity that you were seeking. And the star, silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity. Need I say more? Okay. Whatever you're doing, it's going to work, Sagittarius. So do not give up. It may seem hopeless. That's negative old thought patterns trying to keep you held back. But there's so much more waiting for you. If you just have the courage and the consistency to push through the most difficult part, which is change. All right, what do your angels and ancestors have for us? Oh, okay, lady. Enjoy growth and reap rewards. That feels very Jupiterian as well. The apple, the forbidden fruit. But that's also knowledge, the tree of life, wisdom. But health. You know, what is the apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? And the green color there in the card, speaking of the heart chakra, maybe your heart health is something that you're working on. Eating more green things, fruits and vegetables. Feeling grounded and blossoming. And underneath the deck is the Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. Lots of green. Wear green this month, or green jewelry, or write with a green pen. So let's get our alchemy card for Sagittarius. Huge death and rebirth for these eclipses. So what kind of alchemy is taking place here? All right. Well, just like Scorpio, of all the cards in the deck, and I shuffled, we get Saturn again. So Kronos, our teacher, karmic restriction. What we had, the Three of Swords, is Saturn in Libra. So pain. I mean, this blossoming comes from toil and labor, and the scythe is used to harvest the wheat. We have the harvest, or after the harvest moon is the hunter moon, and the abundance. But Saturn, you reap what you sow. So whatever seeds you are sowing, okay, that is the harvest that you're going to enjoy. All right, we're going to get a rune for you, Sagittarius. So you got the 12th rune, Jera, which is the year. It means wheel of the year. Yields good harvest. Right reward as seasons ripen. What have we been talking about? Growth, ripening, seeds, rewards. All right, this is a beautiful indication and confirmation there. So the season of harvest, what were we talking about? The full moon in October being the hunter moon, abundance. So here we are talking about this fall season we're coming into the northern hemisphere. Okay, so Jera is a model of the cyclical pattern of the universe, arising, becoming, and passing, which expresses the blessings of the Norns in a different way. It is a yearly cycle of the sun, especially the summer half, when crops are sown, grown, and harvested. Jera represents the natural law of cause and effect, reward for right action, and governs both cosmic and physical fertility. Cause and effect, Saturn, right? Karma. Reward, Ace of Discs. Jera can be used to move energy through the body to tune into the flow of cosmic force. In martial arts or in ritual, in healing work, it should be used to encourage natural bodily processes to move back into alignment. Its complementary and energy can be used to energize a relationship. It can also be one of the primary runes used in gardening to encourage growth. And it indicates a harvest season, or that the querent will reap a reward for previous efforts. So all the pain is not in vain. It's going to result in reward. In general, it's positive, though if the work involved was negative, the result will also be. So again, you reap what you sow. Karma, Saturn. It is used in charms to evoke abundance. In the physical realm, Jera is most likely to indicate prosperity, reward for labor, and such. Magically, it can be used to rebalance things that are out of alignment. It's encouraging in readings, creates gentle change, moving things faster when the left hand angle is upmost and slowing. Okay, I don't know what that means. Jera should be used to affect purposes slowly and naturally, in accordance with flow. It rules the creative process. In personal work, it should be used to guide the choice of times for rituals, especially initiations, used to develop spiritual potential. Okay. So growth, fertility, and harvest are the main themes there. I know these runes are hard to see, but that's what it looks like. All right. Let's wrap this up with some messages from your angels. All right, we have transformation, no joke. So, purpose. So maybe some of you are finding your purpose, your life's purpose. We did mention the solar eclipse will be affecting your 10th house of work, career. Again, change in career, but it's not it's an uphill battle. I mean, and then be open to the future, to the possibilities. It's not written yet. So you're in the process of writing it. And then we have delight. And the 4 angels there make me think of the 4 archangels surrounding and protecting you. And overall, the result will be positive. Okay, let's get some numbers for you there. Sagittarius, we have 7, which has been coming up a lot. So the 7th is the date of the lunar eclipse. We have number 5, which always indicates change. And 10, completion. All right. Wonderful. Well, I wish you a beautiful and blessed September, Sagittarius. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your September reading. So if you skipped the intro, to let you know, we've got a full moon, partial lunar eclipse, September 7th and 8th at 21 degrees Aquarius. And then we have a full total solar eclipse happening September 21st, and that's at 4.5 degrees Virgo. That will be conjunct Mercury. And then we also have a lot of pressure from these outer planets, from Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto, all applying pressure to this new moon solar eclipse. And September 22nd is the autumn equinox. Almost exactly 24 hours later, we'll begin a new season in the Northern Hemisphere. And I'm shuffling, so these 2 flipped over. We've got the 9 of Wands. And right behind it, we had the 10 of Cups. All right, so we do have the lunar eclipse happening. It'll affect your 2nd house of money and finance. And then the 9th house will be the solar eclipse at the end of the month. Long distance travel, higher learning, philosophy, the father. Let's see. We have a Knight of Coins, 10 of Cups, Knight of Coins, and 6 of Coins. Coins, coins. All right, all this green earth energy. You are an earth sign, so even though we got Taurus here. But yeah, 2nd house of finance is Taurus. This is receiving. Somebody's handing you a coin around the full moon lunar eclipse. And obviously this feels like defending, protecting, a lot of masculine fire energy with the moon in Sag, taking care of your family, your loved ones, securing your future, your property. There is a fatigue here though. It's been a long journey. Maybe you've been waiting for a long time for this payout or reward. But keep fighting the good fight. And underneath we have the Page of Wands, which is news or information involving this fire, this transformation. Sag, Aries, or Leo. All right. This exciting new direction, perhaps, or new opportunity, whatever this person is handing you. I mean, he's handing you Libra there, and we have the first day of fall in tropical astrology is the first day of Libra season. So this could be that new beginning happening around that time frame. But let's go ahead and get some more information for you. I mean, with the Knight of Coins there, you're not at risk of losing anything. Slow and steady wins the race. You've had an immeasurable amount of patience. You're good like that, Capricorn. People depend on you. There's a lot of masculine energy, of determination and protection here. Let's see. What else? We have action. All right, so that's the fire energy. Taking action now. Somebody's giving you a gift. What are you going to do with this information? We have 37 fruition, the harvest moon. All right, so that is the full moon. Yeah, I think that's the 7th and 8th, the one on the eclipse. So it's time to receive. Something's happening in your world. It's time for you to take action, or someone's taking action towards you. They're traveling towards you to give you something. I mentioned it was a hard-fought battle. You're tired. The 9 of Wands. This almost looks like the 10 of Wands. Resilience, the power and determination to keep going, and it's going to pay off here. Your actions are going to result in manifestations. How about your queen? Never mind, that was the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Let's get some astrology in here. Okay. Well, you got the 8th house flipping over Scorpio. That would be October season coming up. So transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. So could be, some of you could be getting an inheritance from a family member. Or someone could just be investing in your business that's going to change your life. We have Chiron, hurt and heal. All right. This is the Wounded Warrior, the 9 of Wands, right? He's been through a lot of battles. He's defending himself. So there's the healing aspect of this is the fruition and the 6 of Coins, the reciprocity, the gratitude, the ability to give back. So it's like a death and rebirth here, a death of the pain, hurt, and then heal. So it's time for healing. After these eclipses, underneath we have Jupiter, grow and expand. So we're growing beyond any limitations or fears that you may have had surrounding your security, or wounds from the past too. Could have to do with a father wound, Jupiter being the father, and this solar eclipse affecting nine houses from your moon or ascendant if it's in Capricorn. So Virgo being your fellow earth sign, any positions you have in Capricorn will be positively trined and supported during this solar eclipse, but it's undoubtedly transformational. But it looks like for the better. This is blessings, luck, expansion. So we're healing through the ending of something. Oh, okay. So our journey card that fell down is a new day, dawning of a new day. We have the sun and the solar eclipse on the 21st. It's happening in Uttara Falguni, which is a nakshatra ruled by the sun. Represents comfort, luxury, bliss, feminine energy. Also fire is the element. So it's definitely bursting with a new day. There's no more darkness. There's no more pain. There is a rebirth and a healing. And underneath that deck we have growing, more sun symbolism, expansion with Jupiter. I'm going to get some messages from the Lenormand deck to add to this. It's time for action. You know, if you feel like you've just been like stuck or nothing's happening, suddenly things are going to happen for you this month. Maybe unexpectedly. All right, so 33, the master number. Some doors are being opened for you, or the key to your freedom is arriving. Some of you may have increased notoriety. Maybe you're published in a journal or your piece is featured in an art museum. Something is put on display. You're given an opportunity. Maybe that's what this person is handing to you. Like, hey, step into the spotlight. This can change your life. Or, you know, walk through this door. I have the key to all of your happiness. We have number 5, which is an indication of change, but also the tree of life, which is a manifestation path. Rainbows have been a recurring theme in a lot of the signs this month. So it's what? The promise, the hope of sunshine after the rain. But also the tree there, of course, being growth, roots, family. And underneath we have the clocks, time. And there's like a theme of birds in every single one of these. Birds in the trees, birds in the garden, and it's a bird cage. So there's flight, there's freedom, and she even looks like she's like trying to take off, you know. Spread your wings and fly. Okay, Capricorn, magic card for you. Power symbol, cleanse, purify, and protect the physical body. So keys not only liberate, they secure, they lock down. Protect your assets. And water keeps coming up. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. And self-confidence. So, strong self-belief and sense of worth. Like I said, you might be put on display with the garden there. It means public, being in the spotlight. So having that confidence is going to serve you well. You know, you're an expert in your field, whatever it is. There's no reason to feel insecure about it. It's going to bring, you know, help you feel more powerful, confident. See what your angels and ancestors can add. Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Well, there's definitely a, hate to see the word confidence again, but there's an assurance, there's a strength that's being regained after maybe feeling unsure, feeling like doubt, like it's never going to happen. Nothing's going to stick, but it's like the stronger you are in your conviction, it's just like, hold on. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay the course. And then underneath we have more very masculine reading. The stag, trust and thrive. Yeah, elks are always, you know, a masculine symbol. But maybe some of you with the sun symbolism too, ruling the solar plexus chakra. A lot of you are maybe doing a lot of healing based on that. Maybe you lacked self-confidence before, or you're like, man, I'm such an introvert. There's no way that you're getting me out on stage or whatever. But I think this self-confidence in this healing of your solar plexus, the assuredness of yourself, maybe it was self-doubt getting in the way that stemmed from some kind of wound that you are recovering from, or you have recovered from through these eclipses, through the ability to let go of that wounded history. And now you feel a lot more sure of yourself, sure-footed, the direction you're going, and the decisions you're making. With every decision that you make, that you prove to be successful, when you get the outcome that you envisioned, that's going to help build your confidence every time you have the strength to make a choice. Okay, how about an alchemy card for Capricorn? Okay, the sun splendor flipped over. The sun coming out again. I talked about the solar plexus. 53. 53 is the 16th prime number, which is the tower, which could be indication of that change or ending coming through your life. 53 years old, 35. All right, but that just brings light and beauty to the rain. And there's another rainbow. All right, so the meaning of this card is generosity, health, and abundance. And, revel in the glory of splendor solace. There are several cards in the alchemy deck that relate to the sun, yet this card specifically depicts the long-term effects of its radiance. Think abundance, fulfillment, and altruism. Envision celebration and collaboration, but is it possible? In our complex world, the sun's splendor says yes, one day and one ray at a time. When splendor solace arrives in the laboratory, the alchemist realizes that kindness and generosity are the secret ingredients. All other paths fall away. Through giving back to others and the world, we become more like the sun itself, radiant light and expecting nothing in return. Don't know where to start? Thank someone, then thank another person. Soon the alchemist finds they are not alone in their laboratory, and miracles arrive, both small and large. Well, we talk about giving and receiving, generosity. So maybe this is you. This is your abundance that you're able to share with other people because you stayed the course, because you were conservative, responsible, grounded. You didn't give up. You were fearless in the face of adversity. When somebody wanted to make you doubt or give up, you said, no, I'm going to push forward. I'm going to claim my just rewards, and then I am able to distribute them as necessary. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and grab you a rune. Capricorn, September. All right. I forget the name of this, but it means cup. It's like a game piece, like think Yahtzee, when you have dice in the cup and you roll it out. Take a chance. Okay, the title is Perthrow, and it does mean lot, cup, or game piece. Perthrow pours its play from the rune cup, chance or change for man or child. So it's got that Jupiterian energy behind it. And we had that under the deck, I believe. Yeah, of the astrology thing. So good luck and fortune. And Jupiter is the ruler of Purva Bhadrapada, which is the nakshatra where the lunar eclipse takes place, September 7th and 8th. So look out for symbols of unicorns, goats, lions, rainbows. So let's see what else the book says. Okay, so it's also described as a womb. Means something unknown, unrevealed, hidden, a mystery, like an unborn child that will be revealed in due time. Perdra means fruit tree, and it offers a pear as a translation since a pear is a womb-shaped fruit. Okay, so it's fruitful. Didn't we have the harvest moon? Yeah, I'm sure there's pears in there. But giving birth to something, there's a reward. But it's also fate, chance. You don't know what you're going to get, kind of thing. So the appearance of Perthrow in a reading is an omen that one should explore the implications of the operation of fate or a chance in the context of the reading. The appearance of Perthrow could mean that forces already set in motion are working themselves out, or that an unexpected or apparently random factor is going to intervene. On a psychological level, it could involve needing to deal with uncertainty or being willing to take risks, or even need to lighten up and play. In business, it could mean risk or something unexpected, good or bad. In terms of personal development, Perthrow may offer to those opportunities and constraints with which one was fated at birth, factors determined by hereditary and the environment into which one was born. Indicates disclosure of something previously hidden, unexpected luck, a good guess. All right. So I feel like, they're saying it could be good or bad, but with Harvest Moon here and the Moon in Taurus showing up and the 10 of Cups, it feels fortunate. And Jupiter showing up, the keys to a new house, new car, new life, opening a door for a new day, confidence, power, cleansing. It all feels very positive. All right, so let's finish this up with some messages from your angels. Okay, we have support. You are supported. They're helping you over the obstacles, through the toughest parts of the journey. Surrender. Yeah, surrender to fate. Surrender to chance. I know control's a big deal for you, Capricorn, but sometimes you can't, fate has other plans. So it's best to go with the flow. Because it looks like it's going to be a positive outcome anyway. It's tied to your purpose, whatever it is. This fateful outcome. and balance. Whatever the outcome is going to be just, fair, balanced, and, you know, keep that. And we had the scales showing up here too, and I mentioned Libra season. All right, so things are going to be harmonious. They're going to be pretty good for you. I think you have one of the better readings this month, so congratulations. Keep pushing forward, stand your ground, and we will see you next time. Thank you, Capricorn. Bye for now. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your September reading. So we do have a full moon lunar eclipse happening at 21 degrees in your sign, September 7th and 8th. That's sidereal astrology. And then we have the new moon total solar eclipse September 21st, and that'll be at 4.5 degrees Virgo, conjunct Mercury. And that will be getting a lot of energy from Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto, all making a powerful yod against the sun and moon, who are conjunct Venus, or excuse me, Mercury. So let's see what changes you can have in store for September. So the lunar eclipse is going to affect your first house if you're an Aquarius moon or rising, and then 8th house for the solar eclipse. So underneath the deck, we have the Four of Coins: structure, stability, sun in Capricorn, hard work, and foundation. Let's see what else we have going on. The body mind. So Page of Swords, air element like yourself. We have the Two of Cups, Two of Water. We have Intuition, number 22. So we have 222 showing up for you. High Priestess energy there. And the Two of Wands. All right, so be on the lookout for 222. This has to do with pairing, partnership, and solidifying that partnership. There's something beyond a doubt, beyond any fact, that you can prove that this person is destined to be part of your life. So with this number 11 here, that could be seen as another Roman numeral 2. So could be Gemini also, Taurus, Aries, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right, so this person is connected to you, body and mind and spirit. You're attracted to not only the physical, but the mental, the spiritual, emotional. There's a strong bond here. The Two of Wands gives me two twin flames. These look like twins dressed differently. So take that if it resonates. If this is not your reading, check out your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising. Let's see what alchemy card we can get for Aquarius. Okay, those all fell down on the floor. I'm not going to take them. But here I have one is 43, the uncreated. So for those of you who are already in an intimate partnership, I see here the uncreated. Obviously, it's a blank canvas. It seems like a womb. There could be procreation here if you are looking for that. Yeah, even the book describes it as the unconceived, the seed of the seed. There was a time when everyone you know was not yet born, when every city was yet to be named, when your favorite song was yet to be sung. Such is the energy of increatum. This card indicates the subtle but profound force that summons all that will be into existence. This most sacred of formulas cannot be manufactured, contained, bought, or sold. It is the pure intelligence of creation pulsing at the door of reality. Its timing is presence, and it is happening now. Do not delay. Send an invitation to the uncreated. Allow it to formulate and gestate. Soon a sketch, a map, or a name will draw itself upon your mind. Envision and believe the architecture of the future is within you. All ground is fertile. Life begets life. When this card appears, it is a potent time to create and conceive. Even if you feel you are starting from scratch, begin anyway. Well, these eclipses always bring great changes in our life, and for you affecting the first house, there is a new creation coming from within you, whether that be a physical being or an idea, a conception of a future, a vision that you can hold strong and support. You have a supportive partner who shares this vision with you. The desire pulls the uncreated into creation. The alchemist believes in what's to come, in answers and solutions not yet imagined for themselves and the world. So with this being your first house, it feels more like a personal creation, but it could have a ripple effect on the surrounding world or your personal world. All right, and before we go any further, it looks like we need a Journey of Love card. You could have known this person for 4 months, 4 weeks, 4 years. And then this popped out, Guardian of the Soul Family, number 26, more green, heart chakra, earth energy. And underneath is 36, the cosmic butterfly. Could be ages 26 and 36. But the cosmic butterfly, it's like the butterfly effect, you know, the ripple effect. I just spoke of that, possibly. Whatever it is that you are creating with this being manifesting together may have a profound impact on the world. But let's see about the Guardian of the Soul Family. You are being drawn to kindred spirits in this physical world by loving guardians in the spiritual world. If you feel you are leaving relationships behind, do not be afraid. The space that such courageous action creates is sometimes necessary in order to have room for a new to enter the sphere of consciousness. You may also feel that somehow a relationship that seemed to be held back from you is now becoming available to you. There is a great soul love calling you into more intimate connection now. It is sanctioned by the divine. It is a karmic destiny to fulfill. There is love and that you are to experience in connection with particular souls predetermined by the divine plan. If you're struggling to feel the soul purpose in your current relationship, take heart, for you are being helped by divine guardians who understand and support the sacred purpose of your relationships. Be open to current relationship healing, whether that means improved communication and enriched experience or the realization that you have traveled as far as you can together, and know that new relationships are going to be an important aspect of your spiritual destiny being fulfilled. Trust in the divine timing of your life and open your heart to the guardians who help you with unconditional love now. The guidance of this oracle for you is that relationship healing is taking place, in present relationships unfolding, in attracting the right relationships for your future growth, and in leaving behind relationships of the past with a peaceful heart. Be gentle with your heart, beloved, all is well. Well, the cosmic butterfly has to do with rebirth too, letting go of an old identity in order to become this butterfly. So a huge change to you. You could be stepping into a new role again as a mother or father or family member. But you are this gives strong masculine protected vibes, guardian, and the strong bull holding up the arch, the keystone. Again, more Cancer energy. Home and family being very important. Okay, let's get some more information here for Aquarius about this partnership, this opportunity. Aquarius, your card comes up. All right. Originality, philanthropy, progressive imagining. So, and your ruler is Uranus. Uranus will station retrograde as it does every year. This year it happens on September 6th, so immediately before this lunar eclipse, and that's when it gains a lot of its power. This lunar eclipse takes place in the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra, the 25th one. It's ruled by Jupiter. It's known to bring good luck and fortune. Its symbol is a unicorn or a lion. However, it's also a two-faced god that rules this. So, and we have twos showing up a lot. I'm not saying anyone's being deceptive. I feel more like it's a mirror thing with two faces, you know, mirroring each other. But if you are single or going through a breakup, this is just telling you that the eclipses are clearing the path for all of this beautiful partnership energy to come into your life. And underneath the deck, we have the element of air, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. So you are an air sign. Again, we started this reading with body and mind. So there, I think the initial, I can't tell what's going to be more attractive about this person, their mind or their body, or both. So it could happen simultaneously. Get a Rose Oracle for Aquarius. Rose. Okay, the Wild Rose. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness. Untamed. It's perfect for you. Uranus is the planet of freedom, creativity, uniqueness. You both may be Aquarius or have strong Uranian placements or activations at this time. Underneath is the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. So this could be somebody that you've known for a while. Maybe you haven't seen them in 4 years or heard from them. Okay, how about a journey card for Aquarius? Wisdom, pearls of wisdom. That's also making me think of the birth of Venus, how she was formed in the clamshell as it depicted. So it's like, and it also looks like a ring box opening up with a gift inside. Could be the gift of wisdom. Again, there's that air element, the mental component to the partnership, and we have keep going. So you're on the right path with this person, obviously. You are, it feels like two timelines merging. And a Queen of the Moon oracle for you. All right, we have surrender, number 26. 26 showing up again here, the guardian of the soul family. So that reduces to 8. 8 or 26 could be important dates or ages. But yeah, surrender to the connection, absolutely. And, okay, see what your angels and ancestors can add to this message. One card. Knight, be brave and honest. Well, this feels like a knight in shining armor, regardless of your gender. It just feels the strength, you know. Somebody has the strength to endure any challenges that may come during life, as they do. But this person is very brave, steadfast, dependable, reliable. This could also be traits that you share. I really don't know what else to say about this. It just feels shorter than the other readings, I guess, just because it was pretty direct. Oh, I'll get a rune for you. Ooh. So I was shuffling the Lenormand, and this 22 came out, the staircase. It's also the Queen of Coins down there. So Queen of Pentacles, that Capricorn energy, and then the number 4. I mentioned Cancer, the house and home. And there's the King of Cups showing up. So, yeah. This person is your twin. They're your equal. They are, I mentioned, like two timelines converging, right? It's being presented to you. Okay, so let's get a rune. There's a lot of happiness and security ahead for you. All you have to do is create it with this person. Let's get one rune, please, for Aquarius. Okay. All right, well, you got Wunyo, which is joy. I can't argue that. There's profound joy, happiness, security. I would love to be an Aquarius this month. Or maybe this is a collective message, too, you know, for all twin flames out there, because this is a lunar eclipse in Aquarius. It says, joy, happiness, and bliss are desired by all, yet by their nature they're almost impossible to define. The rune represents a harmonization of diverse elements joining, blending, binding, fellowship, and union within the clan for the common good. So it speaks of family. Again, this is what you're creating together. Happiness and spiritual ecstasy, or the innocent joy of a child. It's interesting, the solar eclipse takes place in the nakshatra Uttara Falguni, and that's September 21st, and it is, the meaning of that is comfort, luxury, and bliss. So by the end of the month, you should be locked in with this individual, and that would be probably the best time to create, to plant the seed in the new moon of comfort, luxury, and bliss. And it's ruled by Shiva, the creator. Oh, it's also conjunct Mercury, so y'all be making magic together for sure. All right, but it's joy of the family union, joy of union and partnership. Let's go ahead and get your magic cards. Speaking of Mercury. Healing, true healing of the mind, body, and soul. And we had mind, body show up in the beginning. So this person is not only, you know, you're creating healing within each other. Dragonfly, you bring light into the world. You're also creating light together. And wishes come true. Rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. I think that is just about going to do it. Let's get some angel cards and we'll send you on your way, Aquarius. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I did. All right, expectancy, y'all. Some of y'all are getting pregnant. It's happening. Courage, yeah, to dive into this change, absolutely. You're going to need all that strength, but you have that support here. You're being held. You're being supported. All right. And we have risk. So yeah, take a risk. I think this person and you are taking a risk with your heart. You know, most of us at this stage in our lives have been through the ringer when it comes to partners and not knowing what to expect. But without great risk, there is no great reward. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll talk to you soon, Aquarius. Let me know how it works out for you next month when you come back for your October reading. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi Pisces, and welcome to your September forecast. So we do have a full moon partial lunar eclipse happening September 7th or 8th, depending on where you are in the world, at 21 degrees Aquarius, and that is sidereal astrology. We have the new moon total solar eclipse happening September 21st, and that's at 4.5 degrees Virgo, and that will be conjunct the planet Mercury, the sun, moon, and Mercury all together. And there'll be a lot of energy being put into this new moon from a yod forming from Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. So these large archetypal changes coming through everybody's life. Let's see what you have. Oh, and then the autumn equinox, September 22nd, almost exactly 24 hours later, we have the new season beginning. So Pisces, for you, this lunar eclipse is going to, if you're a rising or moon Pisces in sidereal, this will affect your 12th house of spirituality, your ruling house. And then the solar eclipse will be in the 7th house of partnerships. So underneath we have the Seeker of Crystals, or the Page of Coins. So a new seed, a new beginning. All right. So for your first card, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. That's awesome. 8 of Coins. It's a sign of Sun in Virgo. Adept of Crystals, so that would be the Knight of Coins. So we've gone from the Page to the Knight. And transition, the Death card, Scorpio. All right. Yeah, you're definitely, everything here is being held. This is a very physical transformation, whether it be, it looks like money for you, money that you've earned through your job. You're becoming more educated on how to invest it, how to make your money work for you. This transformation is showing the transition, maybe the work that you did to turn a small amount of money into a large amount of money, and it's showing up as a wish come true, a life-changing amount of wealth perhaps. And I just happened to, when I picked up this card, right, the moon is underneath. So I think this is speaking of the lunar eclipse. Or let's see what other information I can bring in with the alchemy card. Yeah, you could be getting a promotion at work too. All right. One card, please, for Pisces. But this is something you created, you know, with the 9 of Cups. He's proudly sitting in front of these cups like, I made this. This is, you know, and same with the 8 of Crystals. You're presenting something to the world. And with the transition, the Death card there could be speaking of Scorpio season, or the fact that you, right before that comes the Hanged Man, and that's a sacrifice. There's something that you had to sacrifice in order to make this wish come true or this dream come true. We have Mars, okay, masculine energy. It could be, again, that force of effort that you're giving. Working hard. We have also the benevolent guide showing up, the Spiritus Rector. So it's, the Mars is not destruction by any way. I think it's productive in the fact that it's helping you build these towers that you see behind you. All right, and coagulation. So things are coming together. Things are forming. We're all under the guidance and view of your spirit guides. Mars is also that passion, that burning desire, that fire that you have in your belly to keep going. It's kind of like, I feel like you're on a roll. You're in the midst of, you're at the peak of your strength here. Will, vigor, and activism is the description of the card. But yeah, you're fighting the good fight. You're putting the effort towards improving your life and the lives of those around you. Let's go ahead and see. What Queen of the Moon Oracle for Pisces, please? Okay, self-love, number 6. So I'd say, you know, be proud of yourself, your efforts. Maybe you don't give yourself enough credit for all of your accomplishments. And then we have 37, Harvest Moon, Fruition. Well, that is happening in Scorpio season. So, or actually, is it the full moon in September? September or October. But it's the fall time. We're coming into the autumn equinox, September 22nd. And you're going to see your dreams come to fruition because of your strength, your determination, your unwillingness to quit, your pure focus. There was nothing getting in your way of taking this small thing and turning it into something greater than yourself, or even greater than you could imagine. Let me get some alchemy cards, because we're dealing with death, transformation. We are expanding and multiplying our name, reputation, work. We have Abracadabra with wings, fantastic good fortune, and lucky chances. Dreams taking flight. And we have the earth element showing up that started this reading. Ask the element of earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. Your security is assured. Okay. And water. Earth and water, very feminine. The receptive elements. Work with water for healing, purification, and refinement. So again, being ready to receive, open arms, this wish that you have worked so hard for. And speaking of receiving and feminine, underneath we had the goddess healing feminine energy. So maybe that's something some of you are working on. It's really easy for you to give, but maybe it's not so easy for you to receive. That coagulation, it looks like a bird's nest too. Card, you know. It's like, I guess crows, you know, when they collect things, they'll bring you shiny objects, or you'll find shiny objects in their nest. I don't know why I'm seeing that. Maybe you'll see crows as a symbol. Oh. And this card fell down. You are enough. The self-love card. I think maybe that would have been the blockage if you were working on that, or maybe that's what you were transforming with the Mars energy, self-doubt or insecurity. This is saying what you have, what you've produced is enough to create this massive change in your life. And it's like, I like how these two figures are holding orbs. It's like you're holding the sunlight in your hands, but it feels more like a coin, like a gold coin. You know your worth, you know your value. And I mentioned some of you getting a raise or promotion at work. It's like this is a good time to ask for that, more money, because you know that your contributions have been more than enough. Okay. Astronomy card for Pisces, please. House 10, yeah, career. Structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishment, and career. Ruled by Saturn. So, discipline. That's that Mars energy. I just felt like working really hard towards something and seeing the result. Yeah, masculine, Mars energy, Yang. Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Proactive expression, doing, and moving forward. Absolutely. You're on a freight train right now. So ride the wave of success. I hope it keeps going for you. Big expansion in your career. So maybe find out, you know, depending on your rising sign, or, you know, what house is your 10th house based on your natal chart. See what planets are transiting there, if anything's activated there. We have the sun. Enjoy success and happiness. Well, you earned it. Absolutely. The sun showing up multiple times. So, beautiful to see, Pisces. Well done. Okay, is it time for a rune already? I don't know. This is a short reading too. It's so clear. Okay, Raidho, that's movement. So like the Chariot card, but safe travel. Again, with that Mars, that fiery pushing energy of the sun, the Yang, everything. You are being, you're moved through this transformation at the moment. Okay, I feel like a lot of you do have, you know, Capricorn placements with the 10th house showing up here. Somewhere in your chart, it's strong. But Radho is the vehicle, and the road it takes is the way. It governs rhythmic action and organized activity. It is the rune of logic and proportion, cognition, also the path of rightly ordered action, ritual working, the roadways by which one travels between the worlds. I feel like, you crossed your T's, you dotted your I's, you followed the rules, you did everything in order that, was well planned and structured. So rune indicates a need for personal responsibility to decide what is right and to exercise control over what path one follows. The individual should control his or her ego as the horse is controlled by the rider. Radho is primarily a rune of divine order as well. Radho is therefore not only a rune for the personal journey, but one that governs the organizational forms required for people to work together. Although that movement may involve repetition, these forms must keep moving to function. They are usually not for their own sake, but because they enable people to reach their goal. So you're not just having your own personal glow up. It feels like you're pulling a group of people with you, or you're becoming an educator, a mentor, somebody that people look up to. And it's useful as a journey rune. It can be used during travel to ensure a safe arrival at your destination. But with the Nine of Cups there, it looks like, you reach your destination happily. I was looking at that You Are Enough card again, and it's like maybe if you're seeing this message and you're just starting out and you only have this Page of Pentacles, that tiny little seed, this new moon solar eclipse would be a great place to plant that seed because it's promising success here with the power of the sun. The nakshatra where this new moon solar eclipse is taking place is ruled by the sun, and it's defined as comfort, luxury, and bliss. We have leadership that came out here. Okay, so I mentioned set your goals. All right, so she's got basically the strength card, Leo. The sun is still in Leo for the Aquarius lunar eclipse on September 7th and 8th. And this is, your time to shine. You're full force carrying this Ace of Wands, this torch that's coming from the Mars energy as well on a roll. Your dream has wings. And you are becoming a leader within your workspace or your career, your reputation. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have Dragon, discover your courage. So with the lion there, you think of the cowardly lion and the courage. Solar plexus, the sun is the ruler of Leo. And Leo rules the solar plexus chakra, or the sun does as well. So perhaps you have been working on that, again, that self-confidence, the self-love, knowing that you're enough, that what you are working on and doing is enough, that it will eventually propel you into this position of authority, power, leadership, keeping things in order, not only, driving your own cart, but perhaps pulling others behind you, or they're following in their own chariots. All right, Pisces, let's wrap this up with some messages from your angels. What do they have to say about your upcoming success or continued success? Light, yeah. Holding those torches, man. You're like a beacon. I'm thinking about, that woman that stands in front of the Columbia symbol, or the Statue of Liberty. It's like you're a honing beacon for people. Depth, well, you do rule the 12th house of water there. Deep, bringing light to the deepest parts of the world, to the darkest. I mean, because once you go a certain depth in the ocean, the light disappears. And here you are. Maybe you're going down, pulling people up from drowning. We got purification. So that water element came up. Again, purification and refinement. Maybe you're purifying and refining your idea, your protocol, or yourself at the same time. So okay, I wish you the best, Pisces. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you all the success, and we'll see you next month. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, Aries, and welcome to your reading for September. So we do have a total lunar or partial lunar eclipse happening September 7th and 8th, and that's at 21 degrees of Aquarius. And that will be affecting your 11th house if you're a moon or rising Aries in sidereal astrology. And then we have the September 21st solar eclipse, total solar eclipse at 4.5 degrees Virgo. And that'll be conjunct Mercury, the ruler of Virgo. And so sun, moon, and Mercury all together in Virgo. And that'll be powered by the outer planets of Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, making a yod and putting all this energy into the new moon. So powerful new beginnings. The next day, we also have the change of a season. September 22nd is the autumn equinox. So the solar eclipse, I forgot to mention, is also going to be affecting your 6th house of health and everyday living, pets, routine, service. Okay, so let's see what is in store for Aries. Underneath we have flowering. This is going to be the Queen of Coins, and I'm just going to put that off to the side. I don't know how. There we go. Strict they're being these days. So anyway, first card, we have the 10 of Coins. Okay, that's great news. So that's Mercury in Virgo, and that's where it will be for the solar eclipse. Integration, so that is the Temperance card, number 14. Sagittarius, number 8, another major arcana from Leo. Sun is still in Leo for the Aquarius partial lunar eclipse, September 7th and 8th. Strength and courage. We have experiencing, the 3 of Wands. Looks like the autumn time, if you're in the northern hemisphere, how the leaves are, I know, representing fire here in the 3 of fire, but looks like, you know, the fall, changing colors, richness coming into your life, and then the Master. Okay, this is an extra card in this deck, so this is Osho Zen Tarot, and it has no number. I assume it's like number 22 as far as the major arcana go, but I'm going to read about that for you. But we have Master and the Queen of Coins here, right? So Master of growth, Master of physical health. We mentioned in the 6th house. That could be part of the eclipses. Seeing results, growing through adversity here, having the strength to push through discomfort or difficult times. You're integrating that darkness. Like, that's what the Master does. They blend dark and light in order to create this fruitful outcome. Become totally balanced. We have the Ouroboros here, the snake eating its tail. And what are the other birds here? The swan and the hawk pictured up on this card. The sun and the moon. And it looks like, you know, an eclipse almost. All right, I wanted to get more information from the book here about the eagle and the swan. The eagle and the swan are both beings of flight and majesty. The eagle is the embodiment of power and aloneness. The swan is the embodiment of space and purity, gently floating and diving upon and within the element of the emotions, entirely content and complete within her perfection and beauty. We are a union of eagle and swan, male and female, fire and water, life and death. The card of integration is the symbol of self-creation, new life, and mystical union, otherwise known as alchemy. So maybe some of you are becoming master alchemists. You have learned the secret to the power of transmutation, to turn this dark into light, to remain balanced and harmonious, and realizing that you need both in order to succeed. Aries, you are master magicians this month. Oh, and I even forgot to mention the 3 of Wands is ruled by Sun and Aries. So if you have that placement in sidereal or I guess tropical, if this resonates for you, then congratulations. Okay, so I hate reading strictly from books, but these are important messages that are coming through here. This is not a deck I typically use, and these are atypical card there. So the master in Zen is not a master over others, but a master of himself. His every gesture and his every word reflect his enlightened state. He has no private goals, no desire that anything should be other than the way it is. His disciples gather around him not to follow him, but to soak up his presence and be inspired by his example. In his eyes, they find their own truth reflected, and in his silence, they fall more easily into the silence of their own beings. The master welcomes the disciples not because he wants to lead them, but because he has so much to share. Together, they create an energy field that supports each unique individual in finding his or her own light. If you can find such a master, you are blessed. If you cannot, keep on searching. Learn from the teachers and the would-be masters and move on. Beyond mind, there is an awareness that is intrinsic, that is not given to you by the outside. It is not an idea. And there is no experiment up to now that has found any center in the brain which corresponds to awareness. The whole work of meditation is to make you aware of all that is mind and disidentify yourself from it. That very separation is the greatest revolution that can happen to man. Now that you can do and act on only that which makes you more joyous, fulfills you, gives you contentment, makes your life a work of art and beauty. What's interesting, this is called the art card in other decks too, the Temperance card. But this is possible only if the master in you is awake. But right now the master is fast asleep, and the mind, the servant, is playing the role of master. And the servant is not even your servant. The servant is created by the outside world. It follows the outside world and its laws. Once your awareness becomes a flame, it burns up the whole slavery that the mind has created. There is no blissfulness more precious than freedom, than being a master of your own destiny. And I think that's definitely what you are achieving this month, or resigning yourself to. Like, this is, from this point on, this is how I present myself, I behave, I act, or this is like some great revelation, some download that you're getting during the eclipses. We have these two enlightened emblems above the crown chakra. But there is some powerful revelation that will allow your self-mastery to step through these portals of the eclipse and no longer either see yourself as a slave, or the world will no longer treat you as a slave. This feels like, it says we are the world, right? So the world card, completion too, not just the 10 of coins. All right, so your alchemy card is autumn, and we have the autumn equinox, September 22nd for the Northern Hemisphere. So 19 is also the sun card in tarot, bringing brightness to this reading. But it's a season of maturation, you know, where the fruits ripen. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9, but 9 coins almost looks like, or that could be the 10th, like the 10 of coins here. Looks like a jewel or a ruby in the center of the tree. Okay. This is, yeah, the elemental symbol of earth. So things are ripening in the season of Virgo. The new moon solar eclipse is in Virgo. And I guess the season of autumn will last until the winter solstice, December 20th. So we're talking about a 3-month window here at least. But the title of the card is Culmination, the Broad View, and Generosity. So that 10 of coins may be pointing to the fact that you have enough wealth or security to be generous with people around the world or in your community. So autumn is the symbol of culmination, harvesting, and resolution. Gratitude and generosity are the spirit of the season, so share the wealth of your fortune. Looking back, you realize many hands and hearts have helped you along the way. Holding tight onto your bounty won't do you any good. The alchemist shares their wisdom and wealth. They offer their boons back to the world as part of their ongoing cycle. Be like an autumnal tree. Come to fruition and then release. The recommendation is to donate. Any amount will do. And that's, you know, a huge principle of magic. Givers do gain. And we have Jupiter in Gemini right now in Sidereal in Purnavasu Nakshatra, which is a return of the light. And so any blessings I think that you give while Jupiter is there are going to be increased exponentially when they are returned to you. Of course, you have to give without the expectation of receiving, but just release, let go, release like the tree releases its apples, and watch the universe work its magic. Let's get some magic for you, Aries. You pushed through something difficult, though. It's not been an easy road. From the outside, people are going to, you know, look on you in awe and go, wow, how did you do that? Teach me how to do that. You know, what? Or, you know, jealous people might be like, oh, well, you got lucky. But let's see. Underneath the deck, we have the triple moon, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly. Divine as above, so below. Self-confidence, strong self-belief, and sense of worth. So confidence, courage, solar plexus being activated and expressed here in Leo season still with the sun there. Love charm attracts a lover, soulmate, or life partner. Could become part of your narrative in September. Perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. That perfectly describes this card. That plant didn't give up until it was flowering. And then fire, element of fire heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. Leo, Sag, or Aries. So anything, see this lunar eclipse where the sun is going to be in Leo. If you have anything in Aries around 21, well, I guess 18 to 23 degrees of Aries in sidereal, it'll be harmoniously trined. So you're getting a positive flow of yang energy that is fueling this expression, this development, and arrival of gifts here in the Three of Wands. Your passion is in full bloom, and that also that confidence may attract somebody a romantic interest or partner. Okay. How about, I don't know. The tree looks like it's on fire, right? It's like a burning bush, and, you know, that's how Moses allegedly spoke to God or whatever. But it's like with the master here and the orbs above their head, it does feel like you're getting direct downloads or messages from spirit or your spirit guides. We have Yang again, which is fire and air. And we have Aries. There you are. All right. Independent, brave, and passionate. You are, I'm going to stop now. So fire, lots of fire in your reading. And I don't believe it. The solar eclipse is, if you're an Aries moon or rising, is affecting your 6th house, house 6, Virgo, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. I get this feeling of self-mastery, especially of the physical body, your health. Health is your wealth, and you're invested properly. So keep going. If you're doing a routine, a regimen, something that's keeping the fires lit and burning, that's what makes the machine work. So, all right. Excited to see what your Queen of the Moon Oracle is. Okay, new beginnings. That new moon on the 21st is all about you, Aries. And you're the first sign in the zodiac anyway, so you're used to being number 1. Awesome. New beginnings as a master. And they get, what do your angels and ancestors have to say about this? Eagle. See from a higher perspective. So we already talked about the eagle and the swan here, didn't we? I think that's the yang fire. The swan is the feminine water. So you're definitely in your masculine energy this month. And the next card is Hermit, Virgo, retreat and recharge. So when I say the candle that burns twice as bright burns out twice as fast. So make sure that you're not burning yourself out. It can be exciting to be caught up in all of this energy and action, but it's important to recharge your own battery so you can keep it going. And then we have the bee here working like, you know, honeybees work really hard, and, you know, they're slaves basically to their queen, right? We talked about that in the master card. Bask in joy and light. So now we're going from summer to autumn. So we're transitioning, just like the alchemy card. We're moving from one stage to the next. Okay, let's wrap this up with a rune card, or not card, but an actual rune for Aries. Okay, well, you may have been coming from the Pisces reading, because I feel these are connected, and but there's Radho popping up again, and I did shuffle those. So that's, you know, the chariot, the travel, movement, fire, yang. I'm going to get one more. Okay. And then we have Ansu's. I believe this one comes right before Radho. So yeah, number 4 and number 5. And Ansu's means a god or mouth. It's a rune associated with Odin, who is connected to Mercury. And that's going to be directly conjunct that solar eclipse that we're talking about. But it's like your words have a lot of strong power here, but it indicates mental and creative activity in general. Verbal acumen, wisdom. It says Ansu's is the most powerful mind rune of all. It can be chanted, inscribed, or projected to stimulate eloquence and mental activity. It's a good rune for writers or anyone working in creative or intellectual fields. Didn't the Master card already say that all is mind? It's one of the 7 Hermetic principles. Yeah, so everything that you envision in your mind, everything you speak, it's going to, you have powerful manifestation powers this month, with the fire being there. What is it? Primordial fire, or, I mean, because fire initiates. Everything begins with fire. Okay. So let's get some angel cards for you, and we'll wrap this up. Angel cards for Aries. All right, spontaneity. Yeah, I'd say that's more masculine energy coming through. You might be taking a spontaneous trip too, since the Radho rune showed up. That's travel as well. Also mercurial, because Mercury rules the third house of travel and communication. So, and then we have education. So you could be educating yourself or others, traveling to educate others. Let me get one more for you. That's that communication, though, too, from Ansu's. Contentment. Yeah, I would be, too, with the Ten of Coins. And this self-mastery, of course. But you're on a roll, Aries. That's the only way I can express it. And then we have the blank slate. So the future is what you write it, especially with your thoughts and words this month. Make sure you're turning inward to attune those thoughts to your speech that will eventually become reality. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, Aries. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Take care. We'll see you next month. Bye-bye. Hi, Taurus, and welcome to your September reading. So we do have a partial full moon lunar eclipse September 7th and 8th happening at 21 degrees Aquarius. And that will be affecting your 10th house if you are a Taurus mooner rising according to Vedic astrology. And then we have a new moon solar eclipse that's happening September 21st at 4.5 degrees Virgo, and that'll be affecting your 5th house. So the new moon solar eclipse is going to be conjunct Mercury, and then we'll have a yod formed on that point in Virgo by Uranus, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn. It's going to be a very powerful and impactful time for everybody, but let's see how it might be affecting you. So to start out, underneath we have the Page of Cups. So this could be some positive or unexpected news coming through for you, involving a young person from a young person, or about someone like that, or just new information in general. We have the Hierophant, could be coming from it looks like student-teacher communication. And, well, that's your card. Seven of Swords, Moon in Aquarius, so that would be the lunar eclipse happening on the 7th and 8th. We have the Three of Wands, ships coming in. We have the Lovers, okay. And then we have the Two of Wands, interesting. All right. So the 2 and 3 of Wands, to me, that looks like the 5 of Wands. 5-5 indicates a change. And the Lovers is originally known as the Choice card. And the 7 of Swords is a walking away or a deception or trickery, stealing away in the night. So this could be you stuck between a choice right now, whether to stay or go, whether to stick with your current belief systems or to move on to something new. In relation, it could involve your career, or it could have to do with a partner if they want children and you don't, or vice versa. There could be a conflict about that. Some of you might find yourself falling in love with a mentor or a teacher. Perhaps, you thought it was something special, but then it fell apart. Or you may be traveling to see this person that you might have put up on a pedestal only to be disappointed. I hope that's not the case, but just I would say proceed with caution this month, being the 7 of Swords is showing up there right next to your card. Some of you also may have an unexpected pregnancy as a result of this union, and then a choice may have to be made, like I said, regarding that partnership, moving forward or not. And some of you still may have to relocate for work as well. You might be transferred to a new state, country, something requiring movement, or you may have to look for a new home. Like there's an authority figure here, or a government saying you have to do things this way, XYZ. Okay, you're in a new tax bracket, so now you need this, you owe us this money. You're like, no, I'm not going to be a part of that. Or, you disagree with whatever rules are being set down, so you decide to move. If someone's, presenting you with a contract, I would look over it very closely. Consult an expert before signing anything. Let's go ahead and get some more information for Taurus. What's this situation all about? It seems unstable this month, but I mean, it's eclipse season, so changes are guaranteed. Stability, not so much. All right. Well, we have mutable, yeah. Surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. So that's Gemini, Virgo, where the new moon solar eclipse is taking place, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So these are, it's welcoming change. I mentioned the 5 and the 5 are always indications of change. So just go with the flow. It's going to be a lot easier for you. We have Saturn again showing up, contracts. Could have to do with marriage, partnerships, or your work. The 10th house is being impacted by this lunar eclipse. Like I said, they might ask you to relocate, or you may be in search of a new job. In the event that you're let go from a job, maybe somebody, you know, it was sneaky behind your back. Oh, we're making cutbacks now, and we don't have, it's not in the budget, you know. So now you take any loss as an opportunity to, again, welcome change and open yourself up to seeing new possibilities here in the Two of Wands. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have Uranus, radically change. So I'm sorry, Taurus, something is upending your world this month, but it's best to, again, go with the flow. Don't fight it. Don't lower your vibration and engage with any of this Seven of Swords energy or activity. Uranus is stationing retrograde, actually. I forgot to mention September 6th, the day before the lunar eclipse. So expect the unexpected. Okay, let's get an alchemy card for, all right. We have the benevolent guide coming out. So I think whatever's happening, your guides are with you, like this angel overseeing this couple. It's for your highest good. Same with the eagle, soaring over the situation. There's a higher perspective that you're not seeing here that is acting in your best interest. And even though it might feel like you're going against nature, like this is wrong, this is how... And then we have the new pearl come out as well. So that's 44. So we have 55, 44, 56, 57, 55, 56, 57. Okay, so yeah, progressive change. It seems slow and steady, but this new pearl is what I'm focused on. This feels like the outcome when you welcome the change, when you release contracts or restrictions. Pearls are also formed under a lot of pressure and stress in a long period of time. It's that irritation and grit that forms this beautiful pearl. So it's like being in a rock tumbler, you know, for maybe the past few months. And now you're coming out shiny and new as a jewel. A diamond in the rough. Let's read about that. But before I do that, I was just prompted to flip over the next card, which is the Raven's Head. And it's holding a pearl in its mouth as well, so I couldn't ignore that. All right. Underneath we have the fog, confusion. That's Neptune. Neptune's conjunct Saturn for a long time now, and they're going to continue to be together for a few more months. So, but all that is secret will come to light. The fog will be lifted. Things will be cleared once you get this higher perspective that your guides share. Yeah, the title of the Pearl card is Grit, Irritation, and Waiting. The new pearl is one of the great promises of alchemy. From a single grain of sand, the pearl forms slowly but surely in the salty mouth of the oyster. The new pearl emerges as an alchemical miracle, a sight unimaginable at the outset. That said, the process is generated from irritation itself. Such is the medicine of the new pearl card. The work is underway, but the gem has not yet formed. Don't become petty and hasty, seeking a return on your efforts. Rather, turn to patience, consistency, and humility to remedy the discomfort. Let the magic of time and salt water do its work. Relax, believe, and support a fellow alchemist in finding the grit that will become their pearl. Don't worry about you right now. The entire ocean is your ally. So this long, hard work, you know, is associated with Saturn as well. Could have to do with karma that you owe, or you're paying off, you're doing the work. It's in progress. But the Raven's Head, I know this talks about, you know, once the pearl is transformed, there's no going back. So it's a permanent shift and transition, and you're best handling that energy with the flow, allowing change to flow through you. You're protected here. You have a benevolent guide looking out for you. Might be seeing a lot of bumblebees or black feathers as well. Let's move on to your Queen of the Moon Oracle for the month. Taurus, what do you need to know? Okay, discernment. All right. Now, under the alchemy deck, we had the fog card, right? And here we have discernment. and her eyes are clouded in a fog right now. Again, I don't think you see what's coming. You're not meant to see what's coming, but this is encouraging you to lead with your heart, your solar plexus, not your physical eyes, but your third eye, your soul. Your again, go with the flow. It's like you know the right answer. You know how to react in this situation. Through self-control too. Here she's got her hands cupping around her solar plexus, so you have full control of your actions, your what you do. I think you have the clear mind in order to be able to act in your best interest, because I think that's what this benevolent guide is doing. It's helping you see the right path and encouraging you to stick to it. But, I mean, even though it's like you're not going to make cloudy judgment anymore because, oh, we have the sun and the moon here too, right? Because eclipses always bring things to light. Full moons, opposition between sun and moon, illuminate the darkness. So this lunar eclipse, between that and the solar eclipse, could be when all this unexpected shift just happens. But just let it flow, let it go. Speaking of benevolent guides, let's see what your angels and ancestors can add to this, Taurus, for you. Who's present for Taurus? The eagle. All right, yeah. See from a higher's perspective. So we have the raven and the eagle now. It's again, your guides have a bird's eye view of the situation, and the fire guardian, ignite your passion. So if, things seem to be falling apart, again, take every crisis as an opportunity in order to initiate something new. Fire is initiatory energy. So you have the opportunity, perhaps, to pursue your passion. As a result, don't get, caught up in the details, the pettiness. It's kind of like rise above it, stay above the fray. Festival creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. So, you could be getting this news or hearing a rumor at a party. Time to shine creates energetic resonance for golden opportunities. Or you could meet somebody at a party or a gathering, and that's going to lead to prosperity, prosperous business with riches and success. So yeah, a new opportunity. Looking out over the ocean, this Two of Wands. This is a gateway, a portal. You have your eagle guide up there looking out for you, spotting these opportunities from a distance, and now they're giving you a platform. Someone's giving you a platform to shine where once before you were not appreciated. Okay. Let's get this journey card for you, Taurus. Since you seem to be on the move this month, transformation. All right, yep. Things are happening. They're falling away. You're busting out of that chrysalis. Create. Time to create. Ignite your passion. Create. You're becoming a new you this month as well. A new way. The new moon is happening in your 5th house of creativity. So that Leo energy, the solar plexus that was highlighted here. Doing what you love, following your bliss. This new moon's happening in the nakshatra Uttara Falguni, which is defined as comfort, luxury, and bliss. Mercury is there to help you create magic in that area. Get a rose oracle for you, Taurus. The transformation, again, is part of the pearl process. You're transforming an irritant, one single grain of sand, into this beautiful pearl. Okay, we have the wasteland, sustainability, slow down, tend your garden. Okay, so again, I felt like you weren't appreciated somewhere, whether it be in a partnership or a place of business. It feels like it may have drained your energy, and now it's time to work on replenishing yourself. Underneath the deck, we have the crowning, initiation, threshold, birth, rebirth, a seat at the table. So coming back stronger than ever after you gracefully release whatever oppressive energy was around you, clouding your judgment, doubting yourself. All right, how about a rune? Or the wasteland, also, like, the water's dried up. There's, like, nothing left for you, or the well has run dry. It's like there's nothing left for you to gain from that situation that you're being escorted out of. So we have the sun here, though, Suilo. That's the turning of the seasons. Also, the sun, we have the equinox September 22nd. So that immediately brightens everything else in the reading. We also have time to shine here. The sun being the solar plexus as well. Self-expression, creativity is blossoming. So Suilo indicates illumination, clarification, the appearance of a guiding principle, change or development after a period of stagnation. It is a beacon of hope for those who strive. The sun rune means strength, energy, life force, success or luck, honor, and achievement. It's also the light of truth and enlightened consciousness. It may indicate health or a need for rest to restore it. It can be interpreted as a journey rune, especially a journey over water, or even a sailor. Its illumination may arrive through the help of a teacher, and we started this here with the Hierophant, the teacher. Magically, Suilo provides guidance in journeying and can be inscribed on luggage for protection while traveling, along with Raidho and Elhaz. Invoking it helps one find the right path, both physically and spiritually. It throws light upon the situation. It can be used to break up inertia. It counters the immobilizing force of ice, or Isa, strengthens the will, and helps one to gain access to inner guidance, and thus is a good rune for fighting depression or a slump. As a rune of the will to victory, it can be used to kindle and maintain the energy needed to carry creative projects through to completion. Where did we have creativity? It was under, yeah. See a creative project through to completion. All right. It activates, vitalizes, strengthening leadership and charisma. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to just grab some angel messages and we'll wrap this up for you. So, despite the coming turbulence in the month of September for you, Taurus, note that the sun is coming out after the rain, that you will be better appreciated elsewhere or with somebody else. Angel messages for Taurus. Okay, we have education. So again, I think you're learning something, or maybe you need to get more education in order to further a career, or it could be, education, just information about a person or an institution. Expansiveness, there we go. So that's Jupiter, and there's more indication of travel in the hot air balloon, right? Traveling could be over water. Again, moving or relocating for work. Willingness is, going to be along, and enthusiasm are important attitudes to carry through this. Again, go with the flow, surrender, welcome change with enthusiasm. And then we have creativity to go with that create card, gratitude, of course, for this opportunity. And one more, intention. Yeah, focused intention. So that comes along with that discernment card as well. All right, Taurus, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Take care, and we will see you next month. Bye-bye. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your September reading. So we have that full moon partial lunar eclipse happening September 7th and 8th at 21 degrees Aquarius in Sidereal, and then the new moon total solar eclipse September 21st, and that will be at 4.5 degrees Virgo. And the sun and the moon will be conjunct Mercury, your ruling planet, as well as Mercury's ruling planet on that day. We'll be getting a lot of energy funneled in on a yod from Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. So big, massive changes for everybody, no matter where you are in the world. So as a Gemini rising or moon in Sidereal, you will have the lunar eclipse affecting your 9th house of higher learning, long-distance travel, philosophy. And then the solar eclipse on the 21st will be affecting your 4th house of home and family. Ooh, okay. Well, I like where we're starting. This is the Magician underneath, number 1, ruled by Mercury, as are you. So let's see what magic you are bringing into the month of September. The King of Coins. I can't argue with that. Beautiful start. Manifesting money. We have the Knight of Wands with passion, fire, bravery, an unstoppable locomotive. We've got the strength of Leo showing up. The sun is in Leo for that lunar eclipse, September 7th and 8th. And then we have the Four of Swords. Beautiful. So the strength, I'm just going to start right there. There's been a lot of hard work. There has been putting out a lot of yang energy, fire, go, go, go. And air is also a masculine energy, but this Four of Swords is depicting rest. I know here she's shown like chained to her chair. It almost feels like Spirit's telling you, sit down and rest. You're not moving here until you feel better, until you get your energy back, because whatever it is that you are working on here, you have put your all into it. And as I lift that card up, I'm looking at the Emperor, so Aries. Becoming a leader and a master, that again, fire yang energy coming through, but your magic maybe has taken a toll on you, or what you've been doing for everybody else, because the Knight of Wands is fast and furious. You know, I'm not stopping for nobody until I see that my mission and my goal is accomplished. Okay, let's get this alchemy card out for you, but there is a period of rest coming for you, and a well-deserved one at that. Or whatever magic you're working with the King of Coins there, it looks like you'll be able to afford time off, rest, a vacation, something. Some of you might be getting a new pet, maybe a cat. And let's see what your alchemy card is. Mars. All right, so there's that Aries energy showing up again, like we saw in the Emperor briefly, but that's the action, the fire, the passion. So there's been that push, 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 and now it's time to rest. But let's see. Your efforts are definitely being rewarded. I'm going to grab another alchemy card for us just because. Okay, synchronicity. 63. The Unus Mundus. All is one, right? And the snakes are always a symbol of change, transformation, evolution. But yeah, it's the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail. And let's go ahead and, oh, underneath that, we have Jupiter, right? So this, Jupiter is in your sign, in sidereal. So it's expanding everything that it's crossing over, that you have a natal placement in Gemini. So good luck, fortune, I would say so, with the King of Coins being there and the Magician. So magic is on your side, manifestation is on your side. So you might be seeing a lot of synchronicities, like repeating numbers or symbols that are going to be personal to you. Let's see. The title of this card is going to be Source, Destiny, and the Miraculous Message. The Unus Mundus is the presiding deity of alchemy. It arrives to remind us that we are not alone in our queries or our journey. What are we here to do? What pulls us forward? Unanswerable questions are timeless fuel for the flames of transformation. Mystics before us have uttered the same questions while tinkering in their laboratory. Do not underestimate the brave act of your attention to the details of your daily life, to the ecology of our world. What you notice matters. You matter. When this card arrives, sacred messages abound. Everything is a living symbol, a synchronicity. Its guidance is sent directly from the alchemists who have come before you to encourage you along the way. See the deeper meaning of what is in front of you in this very moment. The new eye opens. Okay, so some third eye activations. We do have Uranus stationed retrograde September 6th, right before this lunar eclipse. So Uranus rules astrology, the unknown, the woo-woo world. Okay, so getting maybe a strong connection to Uranus here too. And Uranus will be funneling its energy towards that new moon as well on the 21st. Synchronicity is the way the world of mysteries claims our attention. Something is sure to stick out to you today. A word, an image, lyrics, a memory. Take note. All right. When Unus Mundus appears, something you cannot yet see is taking shape. It will soon emerge to support you. Trust, breathe. The miracle awaits. Beautiful. All right. So Uranus is all about the unexpected too. So we will see this, maybe a manifestation, something that you worked on a long time ago is now finally coming into fruition, into focus. Let's get a journey card for you. Ooh, alignment. Yeah, you've been working on yourself, Gemini, that's for sure. So as within, so without. As you align your inner self, then your outer self becomes, or your outer world comes into alignment. Everything is connected, right? Our actions have a domino effect, have a ripple effect on our personal inner world as well as our outer world. Okay, so an astronomy card for us. Or connected could also be connected to source. Since your chakras appear aligned here, you're illuminated. Your connection to source there. Libra, consideration, fairness, and harmony. Balance. Okay, so another air sign like yourself. And we have the sun and the moon depicted there, perfectly opposing each other. That speaks of the lunar eclipse to me as well. Oh, and also September 22nd in the tropical timing is the fall equinox and when the sun moves into Libra. So alignment, balance, consideration, fairness, and harmony. Everything is in perfect flow right now. You've done the work. You've definitely put in the effort, and now it's time for those blessings to come back around to you. Libra is also 7th house, partnerships. You could be attracting a partner here with your glowing luminosity and success. With the courage, the number 8 strength card showing. That solar plexus is shining bright. You're feeling very self-confident. Okay. You're focused. And you have gratitude, yeah. Always be grateful for everything you receive. Positive or negative, there's a purpose. So, and protection is underneath that. Your journey and your soul are highly protected. Okay. Let's see what angels and ancestors are along for the ride with you. I see you attracting an Aries, Leo, or Sag, where you have strong placements there, or those houses are being activated. Your 1st, 5th, or 9th house. Your 9th house is being activated by this Aquarius eclipse, actually, the lunar eclipse. That could just be meaning you're on fire, you know, and direction, guardian, choose your path. That looks like the Wheel of Fortune to me because in the traditional tarot, the Wheel of Fortune does have the 4 fixed signs on there. We have Aquarius, Leo, which is where this lunar eclipse is happening, and then Scorpio is the eagle, the highest emanation of Scorpio, and Taurus the bull. So this Wheel of Fortune, you are free to choose your own path because it's like this is a turning of the seasons too. The wheel's turning in your favor. So now is the time to focus and choose your path because you're in alignment. It's like you have more options now that your energy is vibrating at a higher frequency because you took the time to rest. So now you have a clearer picture on what to do with all this newfound power and wealth and responsibility, perhaps. You are judging, weighing your options. All right, let's get these magic cards for you. For Gemini, safe and happy travel, protection from harm when journeying. Well, didn't we have this here? So some of you might be getting on a flight, but that is a protected travel. We have achievement, win the award, accolade, or contract. Could be getting a promotion or recognition, self-confidence, strong belief of self-worth. Okay, that has to do with that. Leo, strength. Confidence in your creativity too, confidence in your creation and your manifestation, that it has the power to endure. And water has been coming up for almost every sign, so work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. And fire, why not? It's underneath. New life, renewed passion, positive transformation. I would say so. Okay, let's get your rune, Gemini. For Gemini, what rune for September? As the Magician. Okay. This is Manes, which is mankind. So the rune that precedes this is Awaz, which means horse, and it looks very similar. So I take it, as the progression from horse to rider. It's taking control, you're holding the reins and directing your life. Hence, we have the direction guardian, choose your direction. But from the book, it says the rune Manez is the human archetype. It is man as a manifestation of the divine, the expression of fulfillment in human potential, intelligence, reason, memory, and tradition. It is the rune of Mani, the moon, the synthesis of intuition and rationality, transformation and essence. And let's see, Manez is the rune of the traditional mind, of the rational mind, in which the powers of the right and left sides of the brain, or thought and memory, interact. The identification of the M rune with the moon suggests all sorts of additional associations: the man and the moon, the relationship between moon and fertility, moon cycles in women and man, spiritual inheritance, and access to the collective unconscious. All of these are very similar with the concepts associated with the sphere of Yesod in Kabbalah, which is ruled by the moon, the ninth Sephiroth. It's right before Malkuth, which is the earth. So all manifestations come through the moon, through that bottom point of the Kabbalistic tree of life. So it has to do with the magic, as above, so below. You're bringing something. If you look at the Kabbalistic tree of light, you can draw a lightning bolt pattern to the point of manifestation, using both sides, light and dark, sun and moon, coming together to manifest through this moon portal, which is what we have here with the lunar and solar eclipses this month. Okay. And this rune might indicate either a positive or negative aspects of human condition. It seems to raise questions of identity and function, what it means to be human, and how one fulfills one's potential, as well as how one relates to human society and what one's purpose and function in life should be. In a reading on a spiritual question, it might indicate a need to tap into the powers of the collective unconscious to draw on race memory for creative solutions and a way of revisioning the world. Didn't I mention, like, once you have all this power, right, you are the king of coins. You are rested, you're strong, you have clear focus. Where do I take this energy? What direction do I want to take it? How do I share it with the world? Manez is useful in mental work for strengthening intelligence and memory and for psychic awakening. In magic, it's the rune of the Vitki, the integrated and disciplined mind. Its danger is pride if one thinks that one has been set apart from the rest of humanity. So stay humble, my friends, but also stay focused. It is a rune of interdependence, responsibility, cooperation, and social relationship. Indicates people in service occupations or a need to get outside help. It can also contribute to clear and creative thought and the power of creative visualization. It represents the self, humanity, human frailty, and untrustworthiness and distrust. But, so every, of course, rune and card has a shadow aspect to it, but this feels overwhelmingly positive, again, that you are coming into your purpose, it feels like, this month, Gemini, and you're meant to share it with the world, or at least be seen. You're meant to put it out there with all this fire, Mars, energy, Knight of Wands, and Leo. So, creative self-expression. Is there anything else? Yeah, I guess I'll get some angel messages for my Geminis. We'll wrap this up. What do we have? Purpose. Not even kidding. All right. So, yeah, some of you are finding your purpose, surrendering to your purpose. Maybe it's something you didn't expect. And we have enthusiasm. There's two flags waving here, right? Waving a banner. So I think look for symbols of flags or... see what else. One more. Or let your freak flag fly, as they like to say, because that's Uranus. The unexpected there. The individuality. And education. Okay, you're going to either be educated or maybe start educating others. Maybe that's what you're doing, is sharing wisdom with others through your creative manifestation. All right. Well, thank you so much, Gemini, for tuning in. I wish you the best on your path. Good luck out there. You already have it. So we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.